Make sure you download the Woodward Sports app in the App Store and the Google Play Store today. Take Woodward Sports with you wherever you go and listen live on your phone or mobile device.
Good morning, every single one of you. Woo! Thursday, February 16th. I'm in a fantastic mood. I'm in a great mood. I don't think I've been in this good of a mood maybe since the Super Bowl last year, when I made not only a ton of money, but I also got to come in studio and act like a complete obnoxious asshole. So good morning. Adham, Beydoun, Jeff, Iafrate, Alex Westfall, and Fish now, of course. And you know what? We got to start the show off. I think there's only one way to start off today. Okay?
Are you doing what I think you're doing?
Yes, we are, damn it.
I still haven't fixed the crackling, by the way, so I'm going with this.
Well,
so
you're going to have to deal with this.
Me.
You're going to have to take this on like a man.
I will.
Okay?
I will.
All right. This pains me to say. It's not easy for me to say. I wish I didn't have to say it. But Samuel Fisher, also known as Fish,
afternoon,
also known
morning.
as Dickhead, also known as Fuckhead on this show.
And legend.
And legend.
Well, you forgot other ones,
and my
too.
favorite person is taking a job at the with the Ohio State Buckeyes, and will be working with their production team.
Okay, that's kind of true, kind of wrong. Not Ohio State
I mean,
Buckeyes.
still, it's part of the
wish.
network, right? So the point
Kind
is,
of.
Fish is leaving us. He's leaving March 3rd, will be his last day. And
Friday.
you know what? I was thinking of leaving this and having it brought up the week of, but you don't deserve a week. You deserve basically a whole month, buddy. You've been excellent since the first day you showed up here as an intern. I wouldn't want anybody else in that booth other than you bastard. And I am going to miss you completely, you fuckhead. But I'm so happy for you. You've grown personally, professionally, and I got nothing else to say, buddy.
Yeah.
Thank you. Appreciate it. We'll have more days of sadness
I know.
happiness.
I know.
And Fish, you know how much I appreciate you. One of my first friends here, and me and Fish's relationship, my man always walks me out whenever I leave. Man's always by my side, so I know you're going to kill it. I'm going to miss you, but I still have your number. Still going to contact you.
How do you not?
We're still going to stay in
Well,
touch.
you're going to be a weekly interview on the show.
Am I? Absolutely.
Oh, okay, I guess so.
So we're going to make this happen, bud.
You're the man,
I
Fish.
just want to give everybody a heads up, because I don't want it to come as a surprise or a shock the week of. You're like, oh my God, it's only a week left to Fish.
And Fish, can you
So-
confirm you're not leaving because you hate Adam?
That is correct. I'm
Okay.
not leaving because I hate Adam.
That is not a thing.
Whoever thinks that can suck my balls for all I care. No, Fish got an opportunity to do something he's been always wanting to do. We don't really do remote shoots or broadcasts and cover live games, and that's something Fish has always been passionate about. So the second they called and asked about Fish, I mean, come on. How can you not?
You said nice thoughts, which is
Of course
great.
I would, buddy. Even for shitty employees like Alex, if somebody calls me and says, "Hey, what do you think of this guy?" Oh, the best I've ever had. Never showed up late once to work. Oh, you know the reviews are coming in, right?
That's a real one right there.
Oh God. I love you, Fish. I
Love
love
you too.
I'm gonna enjoy the next few weeks with you.
Hey, he doesn't show up an hour and 10 minutes late. So
I know. I was impressed.
I mean, sorry.
All right, Fish. I think that's enough.
Fish throwing strays.
All right.
Hey, I enjoyed my time over
I
there. A little
know,
stressful,
I
but
know.
it was fun.
I know.
Well, only
You gotta
one
see
mess
that.
up. Only one mess up.
Go for it.
No, only one mess up from Tuesday.
Yeah, not
Other
bad.
than
It's a
that,
big one. but
flawless. I
Not a
know.
bad one.
Flawless.
Did you see the story? Amon-Ra St. Brown? Tooth story with
Yes.
with Dan Campbell, his
I did.
rookie year?
Yeah.
In the middle of a meeting, tooth falls out, hits the floor, picks it up, puts it back in like nothing ever happened.
I'm glad you didn't find that story out when they were 1-6 because it'd even be more.
Oh, was that a story then?
It was the year prior, wasn't it?
Oh,
Rookie year.
yeah.
So,
I mean, no,
because it's easier to laugh now when they went 8-2 down the stretch, they're 9-8. But imagine they're 1-6. You hear that story, you're like,
I mean, I think it's funny
Yeah, the
before
tooth.
anything. I don't think it has anything to do with the results or team play, but yes, in context, it's a lot funnier now than maybe if you would have brought up the joke when you were 1-6.
Yeah.
I agree 100%.
yeah. But that was
man.
hilarious. I didn't know. So he has a fake tooth then.
Yeah.
Right? It's okay. Man,
Maybe many. Who knows? Who knows? But you know what? Last night I stayed up.
he's a badass.
I stayed up, and you know what? I didn't get a good amount of sleep, but damn it, it was worth it because I watched Connor McJesus and the Edmonton Oilers lose in shootout fashion to the Detroit Red Wings, and my goodness, the Wings blew two goal leads and still found a way. And when they got to overtime, I was like, you know what? A point in Edmonton, solid. Nah, fuck it. We're going for 2 points. Billy Uso in the shootout, monster.
Yeah,
Monster. The only one that could beat him, of course, Connor McDavid, because he's just the best hockey player I've ever seen in my lifetime. And yes, I'm including Ovechkin, Datsuk, Crosby, you name them, Stamkos, all the guys. My lifetime, where I'm like vividly watching hockey, nobody even close to this guy.
He beat you once he stepped on the ice for the
He's
shootout.
unbelievable.
It was already guaranteed.
Dude, he has 100 points almost. He has 99 points in like 54, 55 games.
It's ridiculous. One player I gotta give a special shout out to because I want to bring it up every time I can. Dylan Larkin once again over the last 4 games, 6 goals, 2 assists. Ever since that All-Star game, man.
How about the Wings? 4 straight wins.
And the Wings on top of that. He's playing well. The Wings are playing
7-3 in their last 10.
Right.
Sign me up, baby! 25, 20, and 8. Games in hand. Points in hand. Oh, yeah, it's real. It's real, boys. It's starting to really settle in now. This team's finding their stride. Defense a little sloppy last night. Some really tic-tac goals. But how about that tip-in? That tip-in for Edmonton was just stupid. It was like 6 feet wide of the net. Dude redirects it, hits the ground, bounces up, catches Uso. I mean, it must be hard to be a goalie, man.
It's tough.
It is brutal.
Yeah.
Dude standing in front of you, hitting their sticks at you when you cover the puck. God, what a sport.
Red Wings, though, only, 4 points?
I think 3 points.
Yeah,
No, there were 5 going in last
Washington
night.
has 62 right now, then Detroit's at 58. So,
okay. And they play Washington next week, and Washington don't have Alex Ovechkin, by the way.
right.
He's going to be out, by the way. Shout out to him and his family. Father passed away, so that's unfortunate, but who knows? Who knows? You know who was the star of the night, by the way, for me? Yeah, you can point to Ville Uso, or you can point to Fabry, you can point to Larkin, whoever you want, it's fine. To me, Mo Seider.
Oh,
I know Connor McDavid got what he wanted, ended up with 2 assists. I know Uso stopped him on a few one-timers, but Mo Seider, especially in overtime, and even on the power play, just wouldn't let McDavid free. Slammed him into the boards, put him on the ground, and made him work for it. And you know what? Most nights, McDavid usually beats you for a goal or 2.
Right.
Especially with how he was playing last night. He was excellent. But
beats a lot of people.
I thought Mo Seider was phenomenal on the ice with McDavid.
Especially early on, you saw Mo Seider kind of have a little bit of that sophomore slump, but as of late, he's playing well. And they needed it last night. I was talking with Booner about it, and he's like, yeah, imagine if they beat the Oilers tonight. And then fast forward watching the game, I'm like, oh, they might actually beat the Oilers tonight.
Yep.
And you know, it was just a great game overall. It really saved the night for me because I watched the Pistons game, watched James Wiseman's debut.
Why do you do this to yourself?
I don't. Well, there's a reason why. See, I'm strapping myself in. Eyes are open. There's nothing I can do. I'm sticking through the entire game. And then at 9:30,
can I not lie to you?
I said I got to get to these. I got to get to the Red Wings.
Can I lie to you?
Hopefully
or,
they win.
Can I not lie to you?
What's
I'll
up?
be honest about the Pistons. We're going to talk about them later.
Oh gosh.
But I watched. I watched the first 3-4 minutes of the first quarter.
Okay.
Passed out. Watched the end of the second quarter. Changed the channel. Wings were playing. Turned on the Wings game.
As you should.
Went back to the Pistons game. They were within 5. They had came back from, I think, a 14, 15-point deficit.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh, okay, they're going to commercial break. Let me go check on the Wings. Go back, Connor McJesus. Flip the channel. They're down by 19. I throw these up, and I continue on with my night.
There was a couple moments like that. I think that's what made the game so frustrating. Is it was close at multiple points of the game. Early first quarter, they played a good first quarter, but then they kept turning the ball over. The turnovers, the missing defensive assignments, like they got punished in a lot of areas last night.
I love Piston fan.
It's tough.
Took the words out of my mouth. We'll get to it later, buddy, but I share your sentiment 100,000%.
The Ivy thing, and if you want to just talk about it now.
No.
I'll say because I got some opinions on all of that.
Great show.
Yeah,
I'm excited. Coming up, Ben Johnson, why he stayed in Detroit. Talked to Tim Twentyman. Quote: he didn't want to. Don't ruin a good thing. Interesting. I can't wait to talk about that. The
Detroit Lions and good thing in the same sentence.
I know. 8:30, the Pistons lose again. I have something to say. I'm only going to be this aggressive and abrasive only this one time about it, and then I'm going to drop it for the rest of the season because I know nothing can be done until after the season. Fair?
Fair.
So we'll do that at 8:30. Player spotlights return again. Jeff previewing Jahmyr Gibbs. Apologize for that.
Yep.
And I will talk about a teammate of his. We'll leave that as a surprise.
Crimson Tide Day?
Crimson Tide. Okay. On the defensive side of the ball, though. Not what you would think.
Gotcha.
And this, to me, is more not just a player spotlight. I want to have a conversation with all of you at home. We'll open up the phone lines. But I am really curious what you think of this pick. Projected third-round pick. We'll have fun with it. 9:15 James Wiseman's debut. 9:30 the Red Wings playoff push. Is it legit? We got a great show, man. I can't wait. But before we go, Jeff, our good friends over at Guardian Alarm.
It's a new year. Let Guardian Alarm help you and offer you professional technicians that take the time to recommend security and automation solutions specific to your needs. They also have 24/7 professional monitoring, and on top of that, technology backed by people. Your safety and security deserves technology that's not only been proven to work, but it's by people who have been proven to care. Call 1-800-STAY-OUT today for more information.
Saturdays at 1 p.m. Make sure you're watching WoodwardSports.com for our new show, Jumpin' Puck.
He shoots! He scores!
With four-time Stanley Cup champion Darren McCarty and Michael Gentry, Jumpin' Puck is taking the Detroit hockey community and giving them a voice. Pros to Joes. You'll get the best Detroit hockey coverage around. Jumpin' Puck. Saturdays 1 p.m. on WoodwardSports.com.
Introducing the Planet Fitness Guide to getting that post-workout glow. Step 1. What's your why? More epic energy? Better sleep? Blow off steam? Step 2. Join Planet Fitness for just $10 a month and get moving in our clean and spacious clubs. Step 3. Bask in that post-workout glow. Join Planet Fitness today for just $10 a month.
Join today at any of the 50-plus Detroit area locations.
It's a great day to get some Centron in your life. Okay. There it is. Centron, here we go. Gotta grab the cranberry. Oh wait, it's 2 for $4. Gotta double up with the classic as well. Centron World, baby. Centron, available at select Krogers, and if you wanna know how, go to @CentronWorld.com. You can get dope like me. You know what? Why wait? Great taste, guaranteed.
We are the network for Detroit, by Detroiters. Welcome to the Woodward Sports Network.
Join Ryan Ermanni and tens of thousands of other success stories who have lost weight and changed their lifestyle thanks to Dr. Jason and his amazing team over at Custom Health Centers. What are you waiting for? Give them a call, 844-789-8446. That's 844-789-8446. We are back here on the Morning Woodward Show, live at WoodwardSports.com, motherfuckers. Honestly, I'm in a great mood.
Why?
I think maybe it's because my wife left me alone last night.
Oh.
Like, nobody nagged me. Nobody asked me to go out. You know, I got to just go home and do nothing. And I haven't done that in a while. I think that's why I'm in a good mood.
And then you ended the night with the Red Wings win. So
absolutely.
That helps as well.
Absolutely.
Did you tap into NBL last night?
Who? NBL? What is that?
Yeah, it was a great game. The Breakers lost, so they're going to Sunday game
Is that
decider.
New Zealand basketball?
Yeah, the Breakers and the Jack Jumpers. It was a great game. You should have tapped in.
Yeah, the Jack Jumpers, man.
Yeah, they looked good last night. I was a little disappointed, but they got Game 3 on Sunday. Pink out the crowd. It's gonna be a great day.
God bless. All right. Ben Johnson, on why he stayed in Detroit. Had a little conversation with Tim Twentyman. Talked about his progression, as a coach. And quote, "Don't ruin a good thing. It's kind of a lifestyle. It's something to hold on to." And my takeaway from it, really the whole conversation, Jeff, was this is a guy who knows how good he is, but who was there during the Patricia era. And he's seen all the hardworking people in the building and the fans still showing up and all the talk. And he knows he can be part, potentially, of a football team that ends the drought of division titles, that ends the drought of not only getting to the playoff, but winning a playoff game. Haven't won a playoff game since 91, the division since 93, 94. So he sees an opportunity to give back to a franchise that has given him an opportunity, which he obviously has taken advantage of. He deserves full credit for it. But I love it. I love the empathy he's shown. And again, I'm so confident in him going into next year, Jeff. I mean, what a home run he's been.
Yeah, this is one of the biggest, positives of the offseason. And you could say Ben Johnson, he's the second best Johnson in Lions history. I mean, we already made that declaration. And the quote in the interview that I absolutely love, there's two of them really. One of them, Ben Johnson says, "It's really simple for me." And he said, "It starts with this place and these people. Been here for 4 years now. I believe in Sheila Hamp and what she's doing. Rod Wood, Dan Campbell, Brad Holmes. It starts at the top and trickles down." He said, "This is as encouraged as I've been in my 4 years with the direction of the Lions and where we're headed." And he kind of mentioned also in that story and how he went to a Garth Brooks concert at Ford Field during one of his first off seasons in Detroit, coming over from the Miami Dolphins, being in Ford Field at that concert. It was packed, and he's thinking to himself, I can only imagine a home playoff game here at Ford Field and what that would mean to the city. And not only the fact that he talked about the organization, ownership, leadership, which is huge. We don't typically hear that. Usually it's the opposite. You're criticizing the ownership or the leadership. But he also mentioned how he wants to be here when there is success. And I think that's the most significant part of this entire thing. And I've hammered this multiple times, but I got to say it again because it's so important. Assistant coaches and coaches in general, you typically come to the Lions and that's it for you, typically, in terms of being another head coach. It's very hard. I mean, you've seen previous head coaches for the Lions. They typically don't get another head coaching gig. Or you look at assistants like Jim Bob Cooter. He was the OC, hasn't been an OC since. Like, these things typically happen. But for Ben Johnson to kind of break that curse in what he's meant to the organization, the interest he's drawn from NFL teams, he had a lot of leverage this offseason. I don't know what the likelihood of him getting a job was, but I'd say it was probably high this offseason.
I'm telling you right now, two teams.
The fact that he chose to come back, man, that's huge.
I'm telling you right now, I know for a fact 2 teams hired their second and third option. I'll say that.
And that, again, for a guy who has that much leverage to come back to Detroit because he loves not only the people, the team itself, and where the team's going and the direction they're going in, it kind of just stamps everything we've been talking about for months to really end the season. So it's exciting, man. And you want Ben Johnson back with this offense. They set an NFL record last season, or I guess it was the best in the NFL, scoring 30 points in, 7-8 straight games, which is a franchise record. He's done great things with his organization in such a little amount of time.
I think they led the NFL in 30-point games over the course of the season as well.
Yes. And I think that was the quote-unquote record I was talking about.
And you tell me what they all have in common, okay? Jonathan Gannon.
Mm-hmm.
Shane Steichen. I'm not going to include Frank Reich or Sean Payton, given their previous experience. And then D'Amico Ryans. What do D'Amico Ryans, Jonathan Gannon, and Shane Steichen all have in common as coordinators? They were hyper successful on a winning team.
Pretty quickly, too.
And Ben, as in Ben Johnson, rose all the way up, peak interest. Why? Well, it wasn't that the Lions were 9-8. More so than, again, say stuff out loud. You know, like, how do I explain this? Like, you know, your buddies text you at 2 in the morning. Hey, let's go grab some drinks. Let's go grab drinks at 2 in the morning. Doesn't sound like a good idea to me. It's a Wednesday. I got work tomorrow. Right? Say it out loud. Every once in a while. Who knows? Might help you clarify a few things. But say this out loud. Ben Johnson had a top 5 offense with Jared Goff, who was a castaway from Sean McVay, at quarterback. Yes, a very good offensive line, but a banged-up backfield in DeAndre Swift most of the season. Oh, and Amon-Ra St. Brown was their leading pass catcher and receiving guy, and he barely averaged just over 10 yards of reception. Oh, Jameson Williams, their first-round draft pick, didn't play most of the year. It was Josh Reynolds, DJ Chark, Khalif Raymond. Oh, and they traded their Pro Bowl tight end, and they got better. And their quarterback got better. Brock Wright, Shane Zylstra. Somehow they got better. The NFL looked at Ben Johnson and said, oh, God, this makes sense. It's so easy for us. But what do you think the NFL is going to think of Ben Johnson next year? If the Lions go out and finish 11-6, 12-5,
right,
and they win the division.
He's as good as gone.
He will be Steichen. He will be Gannon. He will be DeMeco Ryans. He will be the most sought-after coordinator in the NFL market next year. It's a home run, in my opinion, that this team, it's worthy of a top 10 draft pick, that this team was able to keep Ben Johnson. I can't say enough good things, Jeff.
And that's the biggest thing with this offense is we talk about winning the division. The fact that Ben came back, that's one of the main points for me. You get to retain your OC. And just to correct what I said earlier, the 30 or more points in 8 games, they tied for the most in the NFL. So regardless, just want to correct that stat. But he was one of the most significant pieces of this team last year. The offense we know was a strong suit. We know what he did for Jared Goff. We know what he did for Amon-Ra his rookie year. That's why with Jameson playing, really, I would say his first year, played a couple games last year, but his first full year, you want Ben Johnson there. Like, the guy knows how to get the most out of his players. And for a team that has so many young players, who knows who you draft this year. And that goes for AG too. AG showed he can develop young guys. And that's the point I was making with assistants, is typically assistants for the Lions leave for demotions. They leave for positions that they didn't have with the Lions. If Aaron Glenn and Ben Johnson leave, it's going to be for a promotion, which
likely,
like good organizations do. I mean, typically you leave to go get a promotion. So unless you're fired and you take a lateral job. But Ben Johnson, to me, and you've heard players talk about it. That's why we were so high on him. I mean, you hear Jared Goff, Brock Wright, Amon-Ra, the list goes on and on and on about how important he is to this offense. So, again, him coming back, I think that's why you hear division winners, because of him. And not just him, but he's a big part of it. And we talked about this with Dan Campbell. I don't think he gets enough credit for his involvement in the offense, but you got to have a good play caller. So, at the end of the day, Ben deserves a ton of credit, man. And this is huge. Not only for the offense, but for Jared Goff specifically. It is huge.
Jared Goff had
because he's had how many different offensive coordinators since he's been in the league? You've had Sean McVay.
But Goff has been fortunate. He walked into Jeff Fisher. It was a goddamn disaster. 0-7 his rookie year as a starter. In comes Sean McVay, and the rest is history.
And then you come to the Lions.
Goff has had a stable career in that sense.
I guess I should say with the Lions. You have Anthony Lynn, then it switches to Dan.
It was a disaster.
And then you get
day
Ben.
One, and he looked really bad because of it.
Mm-hmm.
And again, it's funny. Look at year 1, Jared Goff. Disaster, right? But what do we all still say? He's a bridge quarterback. Year 2, phenomenal season. 4,000 plus yards. 29 touchdowns. Only, 7, 8 interceptions? And what are we saying about Jared Goff? Bridge quarterback. Not the guy you're paying a 5-year, 6-year extension to be the guy of your franchise. Now, maybe the Lions see that differently. I would be very, very, very cautious in saying that it's a done deal, that 100% they're committed. But look, right now they're committed to him under his current contract. Anybody that wants to bring up contract extensions or say that Jared Goff this, Jared Goff that, shut up. Shut up. Dude's got 2 more full seasons as a starting quarterback here. Maybe at the end of next year we can consider an extension. But even then, what's the market going to be, huh? Because Jalen Hurts is going to get 45, 50 million. And he not that. Mahomes, he got 45 million. He's not that. Herbert's going to get it. Allen got it. Lawrence is going to get it. That's when you can legitimately have that conversation. Be like, you know what? Hey, you know what? We're going to do the Kirk Cousins thing. 1 year, $35, $40 million. We'll eat it. We'll do what we got to do. And let's go figure out who the quarterback of the future is. I just don't see a scenario, no matter the success they have.
Okay, that's what I was going to ask.
Yeah, I don't see the scenario where you pay this guy $45 million when it's obvious you got to pay Aiden Hutchinson in the future. He'll be an all-pro player.
Right.
You're going to have to pay Jamison Williams. Amon-Ra St. Brown's going to command
Penei
big-time
Sewell
money.
coming down the pipeline.
Penei Sewell. You're going to have to revamp that offensive line by the time Jared Goff's contract expires. Decker might be out of town by then. Ragnow, who knows how he'll be performing at that age. There's a lot ahead of you. So I don't want to jump too far. That's why I want to just enjoy the moment. Right now, you got the second-best quarterback in the NFC. Not going to fix what's not broken.
Right.
But eventually, we're going to have a tough conversation.
And I don't know, we don't know how much Goff will ask for specifically. But
that is also true.
Assuming he wants what you're talking about, I don't think there'd be anything Goff can do statistically to change my mind, at least. And I don't know if you would agree. Like, if he comes out this season, has a similar year, has a pretty good year. Let's say he throws 30 touchdowns, 8, 9 picks, maybe 10 picks.
Well, that's what Kirk Cousins has been doing the last few years.
Bingo. So I think we've already came to that conclusion. Appreciate Goff. He's a middle-of-the-pack quarterback.
I like Goff.
Yeah, good enough to win divisions. Good enough to win a playoff game.
Accomplish a lot.
Yes.
But when you talk to me about Super Bowl, that's when that conversation kind of gets a little sour.
But
I'm not going to get ahead of myself. I want to start with the divisions.
That's what matters right now.
And you know what? By the end of his contract, I may want to extend him a year or two. I might want to keep it going.
Right.
Maybe he takes a team-friendly deal. I don't know. All speculation. But it all leads back to Ben Johnson, his decision to stay, and how confident I think most of you are, including us, are in this team right now.
And I think the positive of him coming back, too, is you're able – now it's a much more clearer, like, okay, this guy is going to get a head coaching job. It's not if, it's when. You can groom the next guy behind Ben. And Tanner Engstrand, someone that I've been high on, we've talked about him a lot. He actually got the promotion. He's just strictly a pass game coordinator. He's not a tight ends coach anymore. They brought in, can't remember the name off the top of my head, to coach the tight ends. Now Tanner Engstrand can just focus on the pass game, coordinate that.
They're grooming
and if Ben leaves, you got Tanner. So this is what good organizations do. You groom coaches. And now that you know Ben's leaving, like if you would have left this offseason, I think you probably would have had a little –
You'd be nervous.
You'd be nervous because you don't have an immediate replacement. Now you can prepare for it.
I still think Ben Johnson.
Yes.
Ben Johnson is brilliant. He is everything as advertised and more. But Dan Campbell allows him, and that's a key word, allows him to be free, allows him to make decisions. And when you empower someone and they're successful, that is a plus on your leadership. That is a reflection on it as well. So, I got nothing but good things to say. And now I got nothing but bad things to say. Because you know what's coming up next. You look at the prep. You know what we're going to talk about.
I hope so.
Who are the beat reporters in this town? Brandon Dent?
Yeah, Brandon, Rod, James, Mike. I mean,
James
Amari.
Edwards.
Yeah, you got
all of them. I got a very nice message for every single one of you.
Gosh.
All right.
Jesus.
So we'll get to that coming up next. But before we do, Jeff, our good friends over at Chili Peppers Tanning.
Let me tell you about them. Chili Pepper Tanning is where you'll find all the cleanest salons in the D with spotless, sanitized rooms and trained and certified tanning professionals. Join the Pepper Club for all the best deals. They'll beat all competitors by $5. ChiliPeppersTanning.com. Hottest deals, darkest tans. Your vitamin D headquarters. 27 locations and more on the way.
Chili Peppers Tan.
Comes to make your haircut truly an experience. There's no better place than Lady Jane's Haircuts for Men. Come to any one of our 26 Metro Detroit locations for an award-winning haircut experience and qualify for a chance to win a down payment for your dream home up to $200,000. Our precision haircut and talented stylists will have you looking good, feeling good, and give you a chance to change your life forever. Lady Jane's Haircuts for Men, open 7 days a week. Walk in anytime. It's wicked awesome.
Since the dawn of moving people, Chevrolet has led the way. The world of transportation is changing. At Feldman Chevrolet, we are leading the charge forward. With every electric vehicle, every mile traveled, one Feldman at a time. The company that puts more Chevys on Michigan roads is now the #1 name for Chevy electric vehicles.
Woodward Avenue, the first paved road in America. Woodward Sports, the first sports network born in Detroit and made for Detroit.
Let me tell you about our friends at Big Boy, because it is wintertime, and guys, you can try the classic meatloaf or Cajun chicken Alfredo, but you can get breakfast as well. The stuffed potato pancakes are back. Stop by your local Big Boy today.
All right, Jeff's favorite time of the year, favorite time of the show. Look, I'm not going to lie to any of you, okay? I'm not going to sell you anything that's not either A, true, or B, not something I either completely believe, or C, something I believe you all should hear. And this is a very, very fair, friendly,
should support a different
warning / proclamation. Do you remember when we first started the show, Jeff? Long time ago. Who the fun, interesting individual we had a conversation about for the Lions going into the first year, Dan Campbell, and why he should be cut? Do you remember who that was?
I do.
Went by the name of Jelani Tavai.
Yeah.
Remember the Adham limousine / airport service I provided?
Yeah, you specifically said you drive him to the airport.
Absolutely. And I'm now offering that same service.
Oh, no.
For Dwane Casey and Killian Hayes.
Jesus.
And they both, and listen very careful, Detroit, listen very carefully. Killian Hayes and Dwane Casey, at the end of the season, can get the fuck out of town. I'm sick of his rotations. I'm sick of him handling minutes. I'm sick of his bullshit. I'm sick of Killian Hayes starting the game off yesterday with 0 fucking impact for 6 minutes before he hit a 3. And all he did was dribble the ball between his legs, go for a pick and roll, and can't even fucking find the open man. That's what we're dealing with in Detroit now.
Yeah.
So you know what, Jeff? I'm done being patient with the Pistons. Not because I don't think they're on the right track. I do, actually. Love Cade, love Ivy, love Duren.
Right.
Love some of the pieces they have. I like the GM.
It's just select individuals.
These two can get the fuck out of town.
Okay.
And I'm done. I'm done with the Killian Hayes fan base, where every 18th night he has a good game. It's happening! It's happening! He's doing it! But we don't talk about the 17 games where he does nothing. We don't talk about him shooting 37% from the field. We don't talk about him shooting 30% from 3. Him again last night being a dumb fuck and taking 7 threes. When you and I had this conversation on Monday, he has no business doing it. And you know what? Dwane Casey's sitting there on the sideline. Because, rarely does he ever stand up and get involved in the game. But, he's sitting there.
Oh, jeez.
Oh, number 1. 3, number 1. 3, number 2. 3, number 3. Gets all the way up to 7. Oh. Good job, Killian. Yeah. 30% from 3. All you. Keep jacking him up, Russell Westbrook. Fucking disaster. Shit coach. Shit minutes. Shit rotations. Shit lineups. Shit everything. Jaden Ivey walks out on the court, starting the game as the point guard. Killian Hayes runs the offense for the first 6 minutes. And who's the guy scoring? Who's the guy having the assists early on? It's actually Jaden Ivey before that tech. Dwane Casey, Killian Hayes, whether it's you, Brandon, James, Chris, anybody, Rod, all respect. Fuck off. Every single one of you. Love you guys. Fuck off. Done with this. Done with Casey, done with Hayes. Botched experiment. Get out of my face. I'm going to pay this guy, what, millions of dollars to, come off the bench and shoot 30% from three? Oh, maybe he can improve his game to 32%. And maybe he'll ever be able to shoot 40% from the field.
Yeah, the shooting, the Killian Hayes went through a very, very rough stretch to start the season. He picked it up, actually had a good stretch of games, what was it, over a month, even more than that, of good performances. And I know that the shooting percentages as of late have kind of went the opposite way. It's kind of been a roller coaster season for Killian Hayes, but still, I get why you're frustrated, especially Ivy and how well he played to start the game and not being able to close the game, not play that many minutes in the second half or as much as he did in the first. It is frustrating. But for Killian Hayes, he had 9 assists last night. I get why you want the ball in his hands. He did make some plays with his playmaking ability, but I get the frustration. Dwane Casey, I don't really have much to say because I don't disagree with the frustration because I don't mind people being frustrated. But what I'd ask is, what does Troy do right now? Is my question to solve all these problems? I'll tell you what Troy
does. He grabs a baseball bat, and when Dwane Casey's in the office, he swings right at him when he's not looking.
And by the way, Mark, hold on. I gotta correct some bullshit. All right, Mark Royal told Jeff at the beginning of the preseason that Casey was trash. Jeff was like, "Give him time. He's a good coach." I didn't say that at all. Actually, I said give it time because there's going to be a decision that's made in the offseason. So why fire him right now?
Jeff,
what I said.
Jeff, who were the big guys on the court last night?
Gotta listen.
It's okay. Who were the big guys on the court last night for Boston? Blake Griffin.
Yes.
And Al
they
Horford.
didn't have Jaylen Brown.
And they didn't have Robert Williams.
No, they did.
Al Horford and Blake Griffin were the 4 and 5 last night.
They were.
And you're telling me that Jalen Duren managed to only put up 3 shots and only got 25 minutes on a team he could dominate, finish with 2 points and 8 boards. I'm at a loss for words. And my position 5, who was my rim protector, only finished the game with 2 fouls, which I think is disgusting, considering that if you look at the game, they needed every bit of it. Jason Tatum got whatever he wanted at the rim.
Yeah, he's done that.
I understand. Jason Tatum's amazing, by the way. By the way, also Tatum, the first player ever since Michael Jordan to have 4 30-point games in a single season against the Pistons. Shout out to Jason Tatum. That is an amazing stat.
Yeah,
found that out last night on the broadcast. So shout out to their stats team. That is amazing.
He's only getting better too.
Look, I don't get it. 25 minutes for Duren, 26 for Ivy. God forbid we give these kids 30, 32 minutes against the Boston Celtics team, who obviously is way better than Detroit.
Right.
They're not supposed to win that game. But I don't need Hamidou Diallo getting 16 minutes, Alex Burks getting 20,
the problem
Corey fucking Joseph getting 17.
That's my problem. Corey Joseph. He didn't actually play that bad, but still, I had to watch that step back 3. Wiseman had, I think it was Malcolm Brogdon on him in the post, and Corey decided to take a step back 3 in the corner, and he got blocked. It's like, why is Corey Joseph on the court? I don't know. That's a great question. This is how I look at it, and I love this comment too. I can't remember who said it, but it was comparing the Red Wings with Jeff Blashill to right now. Tim K, that's who it was. He says, I don't watch basketball, but I feel bad for you guys. It sounds like us Red Wings fans having to deal with Jeff Blashill for so long. You know what's funny? That's the same exact point I made I've been making for months, is all season with the Red Wings. Remember, we were on the show talking about it. Fire Jeff Blashill. Why is he still the head coach? It ended up getting done in the offseason anyway. Now no one talks about it. So you have Derek Lalonde. You're good. There will be a decision that's going to be made. Like that, this season from a player perspective was finding out who's good and who's not. That was the big part of the season. Clearly, people have their thoughts on Killian Hayes, and those decisions will be made this offseason, but same at head coach. So I trust me, it's frustrating. I understand that. But it's not like this, it'll stay the same forever. Like people think it'll never get better. And that's what I don't understand. I don't.
This team needs so much, man. They need a whole revamped bench. Isaiah Livers is the star of your bench, and he doesn't even get the most minutes coming off of it.
Yeah,
I got nothing for this coach. And you know what? Maybe I'm being a little hard on Killian Hayes. I don't think I am. I think he's shit. I think he's way in over his head as a basketball player. If I were to give Killian Hayes advice, if you could take 80% less shots and make 80% more passes, right, I think that would be beneficial for his career. I think he'd be a good guy coming off the bench, a guy that would make sure your second unit's moving the ball, they're not getting stagnant, it's not a bunch of ISO ball. I'm game with that. But if I see him shoot more than 50% of his shots coming from beyond the arc again, I swear to God, Jeff, I swear to God, I'm done. Kid has no game. Like him as a perimeter defender, but even that is a bit overrated and overblown at this point. I think we're all just kind of talking ourselves, and that's another thing nobody wants to acknowledge. Is I think the Pistons community, more than anybody I've seen outside of the Lions a few years ago, the Pistons fan base and the community, not all of them, but a large amount of them, are talking themselves into it working. Killian's gonna be okay. He's gonna do it. Dwane Casey, he was coach of the year. Oh, when Kate comes back, everything's gonna be better.
And can I, oh my God, this is hilarious. Honolulu Blues Party says, Jeff, I thought you were a Casey Coddler. Now you agree he needs to go. Adam, was there a clone in my chair talking about the Pistons?
No. I'll tell you what you did. I'll tell you what you did for why people think that, okay? I'll be honest with you, buddy. I got to be honest with you.
Be honest, because I don't remember. So
you never defended Casey, but you always told me when I was getting upset and frustrated, relax. Troy's going to make the decision. It's going to come at the end of the year. Even if I don't like him, even if I like him, right, it doesn't matter because they're not moving off of him mid-season.
So that is what I said.
That is what you always said to me whenever I'd go off on Casey. So I'll clarify.
I didn't say shut up, Adam. He's the greatest coach of all time.
No,
I didn't say. Okay, just making sure.
Adam, if you're going to trash on the coach, you have to admit that has an effect on the players. Yes, Piston fan. Yes, of course it does. They're being coached by a shit coach. Maybe Killian Hayes is actually a 43% shooter and 33% from three. And maybe he commits less turnover. I don't know. But he's playing like shit, and the coach is shit. I got nothing to offer Dwane Casey this morning. I try to be nice. I try to keep my mouth shut. People come to me on the side after the shows and say, Adam, Dwane Casey, he's a good guy. Take it easy. Loves the city. He's really being patient with this young team. Here are the 5, 6, 7 reasons why you shouldn't be mean to him. He's a fan of the network. Da 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 da. Fuck you.
Yeah, as a human being,
I don't give a fuck.
As a human being, he's great.
I'm not paid, to like you, motherfucker.
Right.
I'm paid, to talk about the teams that we all care about, and all of you at home.
We even had him in studio.
Yes, we did. Very nice man, by the way. Excellent family,
had a picture with him.
Great wife, great kids, great man, integrity, the whole 9 yards. I can't say anything but classy, nice things about him as a person. As a basketball coach for this franchise, fuck off. Everybody.
And I think that's fair.
Everybody.
That's fair.
I'm done. I'm done with every single Piston, expert, insider, blogger, writer. Fuck off. Every single one of you. Go get a goddamn basketball coach who can figure out how this team is going to adapt and grow in the future. Kick rocks. It's a star game, yes. You need stars, yes. I'm not asking to compete right now. I'm asking to let the guys I'm banking on being stars to develop and be stars.
Right.
Because FYI, Jeff, I don't know if anybody told you this. I'm pretty sure you know, but maybe nobody's come out of the closet on this. If Kate Cunningham and Jaden Ivey aren't top 20 players in the NBA, this whole Troy Weaver rebuild is fucked!
Well, they'll have another chance this year, too. This is how it is, fellas. You're going to have another top 3 pick. So I get the frustration. I do. That's why I don't say much back to you, because I get it. I mean, I watch these games. I digest these games. I process these games. I understand.
Todd, I love you, buddy. Shut the hell up, man. I get enough of that stuff from my wife, all right?
Take your blood pressure meds.
I get enough of that at home, all right?
But Chuck really gets it. That's why I have a lot of appreciation for Chuck, because Chuck, me and him have been kind of in lockstep with how we feel.
I'll agree with Honolulu on this. Again, I got to be fair here. You did defend Casey. Like, what more can he do? I'm not going to put words in your mouth.
Which is true.
But again,
at the time, it was true.
At the time, it was true. They were young. They had just lost Kate. Again, I understand where you're coming from.
Yeah. Now we're
so far past that. I don't expect you, because if you did, and you did try to defend him, I'm not going to lie. I love you as a brother. I would choke you out on the show. I'm being just dead ass honest.
No, there's not. It's not about.
But back in November, December.
Yeah.
All right, fine.
Because context.
You know me. I'm an ass. I'm fiery. I get frustrated. You were sitting there. You know what? Wait, chill. There's still Ivy. There's still Duren. At the time, to be fair, Killian Hayes was actually playing good basketball.
Right.
For like a 3-week stretch.
I don't really.
So I wouldn't even look more into it.
Yeah, I don't entertain the.
If you were, I'd be the first one to give you shit about it, because I wouldn't let you get away with it. So you're fine. Yeah, you're good, buddy.
The only thing I didn't entertain is he's the sole reason players are regressing. And I'm like, what are you talking about? That's the thing I couldn't understand. And with all the injuries, that's why I made that point. But still, to sit up here and say I think Dwane's this excellent coach, it's like I've never said those words. I
want to make it very clear. We got to go to break. But I want to make it very, very clear to every single person watching at home. Okay? This is a star-studded league. The Dallas Mavericks have only lost one game with Kyrie Irving in the lineup.
True.
And that was without Luka. You need the stars. Supply and demand. There's not many of them. Demand's high for them. So if Troy Weaver ends up missing on Jaden Ivey and Cade Cunningham, this whole thing is fucked. I don't care if Gandhi, Jeff, or Fish are coaching the Pistons. It doesn't matter. Less than 30 minutes outside of him being in foul trouble is unacceptable. The fuck out of here, man. Let's go to break. When we get back, Jeff will do... Actually, yes. We'll do player spotlight with Jeff.
Breaking down another player.
Jahmyr Gibbs coming up next. I'm very curious. I'm going to assume second round is what we're talking about here, but we'll get to that in a bit. But before we do, Jeff, our good friends over at Swiss Insurance.
Well, let me tell you about Swiss Insurance, guys, because many businesses do choose a 1/1 effective date, but you could still get it on a great deal. Swiss can help make sure you have the proper coverage. Swiss Insurance, give them a shot and you won't be disappointed. Contact them, Mark at SwissINS.com for more information.
By now you know me, Christina Gennari, as the obvious choice in real estate. And you know my website, soldchristina.com, as your #1 resource for buying or selling your home. Myself, along with my amazing staff, pride ourselves on making your home buying and selling experience a relaxing and easy one. Come see why we are the obvious choice. Christina Gennari at soldchristina.com, the obvious choice in real estate.
3 NBA championships. Detroit fans were there. 11 Stanley Cups. Detroit fans were there. 4 World Series wins. Detroit fans were there. And that one Lions playoff win in 1991? Yeah, Detroit fans were there. Woodward Sports, where the fans are.
All right, we're back here on the Morning Woodward Show, live, woodwardsports.com. Player Spotlight, this is everything to me. I love this time of the year. We'll be doing one each day, Jeff and myself.
Yes.
Till the NFL Combine. Mock Draft Mondays, by the way, start next week. And starting next Monday, we will be accepting your mock drafts and reviewing them live on the show. You will also be allowed to call in via phone or video.
Break it down.
Break down your mock draft to us, and we'll have the conversation. I can't fucking wait. Excuse my language, Mom. I think we're well past that point, though. Jeff?
Oh, yeah.
Your player spotlight today. Yesterday, it was a stud.
Started with my favorite.
Started with defense.
Yes.
You went to the offensive side of the ball. Jahmyr Gibbs. Why?
So we talk about the Lions potentially drafting a running back, and I know Beydoun was discussed, but we're talking second round, third round, excuse me. And Jahmyr Gibbs is a guy that's probably going to be the second running back taken because of his upside. And if you have the graphic, Alex, if you could pull it up for me, Jahmyr Gibbs, and I'll run you through his strength. So you see there season stats, 5'11", 200 pounds, played 12 games. I think he missed a game with an ankle injury, 900 yards, 926 yards. And the most impressive thing is 151 attempts, average this season at Alabama, 6.1 yards per carry, 7 touchdowns. You see the receiving yards as well. My key traits, pass catching, his speed, and his explosiveness. And I know you see speed and explosiveness, but it's two different things. Speed, kid's fast, but on top of that, he's explosive at the line of scrimmage. And just overall watching Jahmyr and doing more research, he's a super impressive player for a couple reasons. Number one, we'll start back to where he went to high schools at Dalton High in Georgia. His senior year, and this isn't really relevant to college, but I wanted to bring this up. Senior year of high school, 2,500 yards, 40 touchdowns in his senior year. In one game, he had 420 yards rushing and 8 touchdowns, but he sat out the fourth quarter. So we know the potential he had, and he goes to Georgia Tech. He stays in Georgia. And again, transfers to Alabama his junior year. But even at Georgia, doesn't have an official 40 time, but he talked about it and brought up how his freshman year at Georgia Tech, he was actually clocked at 4.32 in his 40-yard dash. That was his freshman year, so the Combine will explain a lot more of those things. But he's got speed, right? Played in every game but one game due to that ankle injury. And he doesn't just do damage in the run game. He's a good pass catcher. Lines up in the slot at times for Alabama. 44 balls caught for 444 yards, including a 60-yard gain. Almost 1,400 yards from scrimmage. So the guy's just a weapon. I think the one thing people look at, too, he's about 5'11", 200 pounds. I don't know if he's quite 200 pounds. Might be 190. That's one of the things that people criticize him for, too. Is he a 3-down back? Is he a guy that you can give a lot of carries to? And they did test him out at Alabama. I mean, he exceeded his Georgia Tech career high of 20 carries twice this season at Alabama. Had 21 carries against Texas A&M and 24 carries against Tennessee. And he said, and I quote, "I feel like I proved to a lot of NFL teams that I can withstand 22 carries a game." Because that was the big thing. Is he a 3-down back? But look at the NFL. Like, look how many guys that you're really giving 20-plus carries to. There's not a lot of them. I mean, typically, even the Lions, what we have now, Swift, Jamal, if you add Gibbs in there, he's similar to DeAndre Swift, might be even faster. And we know Swift is a big playmaker, big playability. But what Jahmyr Gibbs did this year at Alabama is special. But on top of that, to not be taken in the first round. He's going to be a guy that floats in the second round. He's a good guy to look at. Now, would the Lions take a running back in the second round? I don't know, especially if there's better defensive players available. He might be gone by then, especially depending on how high Bijan Robinson goes. I think that's the big thing, because if Bijan goes top 20, you might see Jahmyr Gibbs at the end of the first round. I mean, depending on who's there and who needs a running back. But if Bijan falls a little bit, you might see Jahmyr fall a little bit. So, again, he's an interesting player. Watching the film on him, it has big play potential, but at the same time, it's someone the Lions are going to have to look at because he is by far the best pass-catching back in this draft. That's why he's the second projected running back to be taken off the board. So a lot of things I like about Jahmyr Gibbs. It really just depends if the Lions want to go in that direction and want to take a running back in the second round, which I don't know. Depends on who's there.
I'll say this about Jahmyr Gibbs. Pass-catching ability, love. Love, all caps. He played in an Alabama offense that, I mean, it wasn't the Alabama offenses we've seen over the last 3, 4, 5 years, so maybe the numbers don't jump out on screen, but we talked about this yesterday with Emmanuel Forbes and Jack Campbell. Those were our 2 spotlight players yesterday. Was those first and second round picks are likely going to be day one starters in the rotation 40, 50, 60, 70% of the time. Okay, well, what positions need that? You're probably going to re-sign Jamal. DeAndre Swift is unreliable, but he is going into a contract year. I expect him to play through injuries. He should be available most of the year. Mm-hmm. But even when he's available, if he's not healthy, he's not even productive. So I do think you have to draft a running back. I do. Jahmyr Gibbs is nice. I am going to pass. I am going to look for a Deuce Vaughn. I'm going to look for anybody in the 5th round. I'm
going to be honest with you.
And later.
Even though I wanted to talk about him today and preview him, he's not my favorite running back. I mean, obviously Beydoun's number 1, but I like Zach Charbonnet too. Okay. Bigger back, he can handle
Fits
more.
The offensive line. I don't mind that at all.
Absolutely. So
you're going to have your options, and
right.
I think what's fun about what we're doing now is, 1, it's a conversation. 2, this isn't who we want the Lions to draft, but these are players either rumored to be in pole position to get drafted by them via mock drafts, or positions of need, and players at various positions of need. So look, I'll say this. What do you need more than anything? Fresh legs. Jahmyr Gibbs checks that box. Pass catcher out of the backfield, dynamic, all great. I just think this offense doesn't work backwards. It doesn't work from the running back. It starts at the offensive line, to the quarterback, to the receivers, to the tight end, to the running back, especially in the pass-catching game.
Right.
So, yeah, when DeAndre Swift's out there, you have a different edge about you. You have a dynamic player, but unreliable. I'm looking at 3rd, 4th, 5th round. If you want to trade into the 4th round, you don't have a pick this year, but even 5th round, look at this year. Tyler Algier, Isaiah Pacheco, 5th and 7th round picks. You can find them. I need fresh legs behind that offensive line. So for me, it's too much of a price for a running back, a 2nd round pick. I'm going to pass. But overall, as a player, I think you nailed it. Phenomenal player. I do think can step into a team that needs a 1 back and give you 900 yards on the ground, 400 in the air. I think he'll be a productive back in the NFL. I just don't think for the Lions. For me, the first 2 rounds should at least be all defense.
Yeah, I 100% agree with you. I mean, the only offensive position you probably could talk me into taking would maybe be a right guard if you want to bolster that offensive line. But I think having a good offensive line gives you a little bit of flexibility on who you should go after. Like, I don't think Jahmyr Gibbs, if you feel like you can get a similar level of talent or somebody that you still like later in the draft at running back, go ahead. I'm all ears. I love it. I just wanted to bring up Jahmyr because, like you said, he is someone that Lions fans have talked about. He's not my favorite running back, but it's someone I wanted to talk about because, again, best pass catcher in the draft and from a running back position. So I love it. He's a good player. He's probably going to be taken early to late 2nd round. I don't think he'll fall later than that. But there is, to your point, always running backs that find themselves in 4th, 5th, even 6th, dare I say 7th round, that you can still find production for, i.e. Pacheco for the Chiefs, 7th round pick.
Here's what we got coming up. My player spotlight is a player. It's a question this morning. Yeah. It's a conversation. I want to know what all of you think. We'll throw up a poll. Should the Lions consider drafting this player at a position where you've already had recent rookie success and you have veterans coming and returning next year in that position that are very, very, very productive, one of them which does exactly what this individual does at an elite level? Would you consider this player in the 3rd round? That's what we're going to do next. But before we do, I got to tell you about my good friends over at Planet Fitness. What are you waiting for? Your fitness is essential. Start today. $10 a month. Sign up. PlanetFitness.com or one of their many Metro Detroit locations. They're the official studio sponsor of the Woodward Sports Network, and we can't thank them enough. Planet Fitness, get your journey started today. $10 a month. Check them out. PlanetFitness.com.
At work and at home, we're there with smarter security solutions. Featuring complete automation with customized alerts and more. For over 90 years, we've been the company that's been counted on to protect what matters most, all with personalized service and care. Right now, for a limited time, receive a free video device plus free installation with a new home system. Guardian Alarm. We protect Michigan.
We don't like to brag that we are the toughest sports network in Detroit, but we do have a guy named Darren McCarty on our side.
Lemieux and McCarty, who've had a good knockdown drag up. There they go, right on the whistle. They were talking to one another.
Woodward Sports.
All right, we're back here on the Morning Woodward Show live, woodwardsports.com. Top of the hour. And here is my player spotlight for today. This individual comes at a position where we saw elite level of play from a rookie, in my opinion, and that was Kirby Joseph. Kirby Joseph had a phenomenal rookie campaign. Tracy Walker went down, unfortunately, and he will be back next year. And my question to all of you at home is, should the Detroit Lions consider drafting Jordan Battle in the 3rd round of this year's NFL draft? And here's his player profile. Jordan Battle, to me, is a guy you line up in the slot. Is a guy that doesn't do what Kirby does so well, which is sideline to sideline, plays deep safety. No. He's more of a Tracy Walker. He's physical. And you look at the 3 traits I put down for him. He's physical as hell.
Love it.
He's consistent. He's arguably the most reliable and consistent safety coming out of this draft. And he's a sure tackler. To me, in the 3rd round, I consider it. Again, is safety your priority? No, it is not. You got Kirby, you got Tracy Walker coming back, you got a few guys that can play multiple positions.
But could this be the Deshaun Elliott replacement if you don't bring him back?
To me, is the conversation.
Gotcha.
And I think it can be. In the 3rd round, that makes sense to me. You say Adham, 2nd round pick? No. I need corners. I need interior linemen. I'd even consider getting another edge. I got 4 picks, none of which are going to be at the safety position. I'd like 2 of them to be at corner, 1 to be on the interior, even 1 on the edge, all defense. 1 at linebacker if possible. But for Jordan Battle, 13 games played this year, led the team in defensive snaps, 71 tackles. Yes, only 1 interception, not the most impressive defensive rating, but if you go back to last year, he led all of the SEC in PFF's defensive grade rating.
Look at the
and he was only behind 2 players, Jeff.
Who?
Kyle Hamilton, Kirby Joseph last year.
Pretty good players. I'm surprised he didn't come out last year, too.
He was excellent. And yes, the Alabama team, the Alabama defense wasn't what we always thought it was. We saw Alabama get torn up against really good passing teams. He's not a pass cover guy. But replacing a Deshaun Elliott role, to me, makes so much sense. It's a guy you can have in the box, a guy you can rotate in and out with Tracy Walker. Who knows if Tracy's going to be 100%? I don't know. I want him to be. I think he's a phenomenal player.
But this is an insurance policy.
But this is your insurance policy? I love it in the 3rd round.
Yeah.
I love the player. And again, you can call me old-fashioned. Who coaches Alabama? Who puts out more disciplined NFL players day 1 than Nick Saban in Alabama? Nobody. Nobody in the country. They come out day 1, they're ready 9 times out of 10.
Right.
To me, Jordan Battle in the 3rd round, I absolutely love it. This is a guy I'm not going to ask to cover a premier safety, but he can cover, cover premier tight ends. He can cover most of them, but not the elite ones. That's fine. Well, then, can he support the run game? That's where things get interesting. Because we talk about a linebacker, needing a linebacker. That's basically another linebacker you're throwing in the box. I like Jordan Battle.
I like his size, too. 6'1",
and you know who he is?
205?
You know who he is? He's Jeff Okudah, but as a safety. Jeff Okudah is a sure tackler.
Yeah, I don't know if I like that.
I don't want Jeff Okudah at safety. That's not what I'm saying.
Okay, all right, go on.
But in theory, he's not a guy I'm going to line up on the outside. He's not a guy I'm going to line up deep and expect him to cover both sidelines. That's what Kirby's for.
Right.
This is a guy I can line up in the slot, play in the box, and hey, I like the idea of it. I do. What do you think of the player?
I actually don't mind it. I think you hit on a lot of great points. I watched Jordan Battle last year. Didn't watch Alabama much this year, to be honest with you, besides Bryce. Didn't watch the defense. But Jordan Battle was one of my favorite players last year, and then you saw he returned. But still, the thing that intrigues me most is your key traits. And I think I agree with him 100%. The physicality, consistency, sure tackling at 71 tackles on the year. The interceptions, yeah, you look at that, but again, it's the tackling ability for me. The size, 6'1", 206. Again, coming out of Alabama, usually those secondary players typically work out.
Well, you brought it up
like
earlier.
You said, discipline.
He could have came out last year. Probably would have went before Brisker. And Jaquan Brisker was a 2nd-round pick.
He's pretty good in the NFL.
He's projected as a 3rd-round pick. If you're telling me in the 3rd round the Lions can walk away with Jordan Battle, Jeff, I am putting my feet up laughing. Give me good players.
Right.
I am not going to say no to good football players.
And if your concern is, well, you let Deshaun Elliott go, you get a little more money to go re-sign or sign other players.
Well, you have to re-sign a few players, so he's probably a casualty anyways.
So you get your insurance policy, you get a replacement. The secondary gets a little younger, but still, I think there's still a lot of upside, a lot of talent there. So I don't mind it. I actually like Jordan Battle, especially in the third round. That's great value. So by then, the third round, you've already taken a corner.
You would have likely taken
defensive
a corner.
lineman.
Yes.
Now you're taking a safety.
Linebacker.
Yeah. No, I have no issue with that.
Interior lineman. You would have addressed a lot of needs. Look, I know there's a cliche in football that you can't start young players on defense. That's a lie. The Super Bowl champions started 8 players at any given time throughout the year.
And you know why they were
rookies.
So confident in that? 2 reasons. Coaching, obviously,
course,
we know it's
but the offense.
But
could compensate.
offense and the defensive line, which the Lions are building right now.
Which
currently.
they're building, but the Lions have a top 5 offense.
They do.
So if I got to deal with 3, 4, 5 weeks of growing pains with this young defense, I'll deal with it. Because I saw them turn into a top 15 down the stretch. Now, do I need them to not give up 45 points, 38 points, 40 points? Yeah. Do I need them not to force a single punt? That would be awful.
Mm-hmm.
But avoid a 1-6 start. Start 4-3. Start 5-4. 5-3. And you are setting yourself up to peak at the right time on defense. I like it. I know it's a lot of young pieces. We'll see what they do in free agency. Do they go out and get a veteran corner? Who knows? I would like to see it.
I love this comment, too. Christopher says, absolutely right. Brad Holmes has always said we will draft the best players available regardless of position. And I think that's the biggest thing. Like, you see safety, like, well, no, we have Kirby and Tracy. Like, no. Like, anybody that has talent, a talented football player, you're more than welcome to come into the secondary.
I'm not sure why I'm going to pass on a Jordan Battle in the third round when Tracy Walker's coming off an Achilles injury. Kirby Joseph forced fumbles, recovered them.
Yeah,
interceptions.
He's a ball hawk.
He was everything. He's just a big-time playmaker. But what were the Lions missing this year without Tracy Walker? The ability to stop the run.
Mm-hmm.
They were missing some safety, notably him, meaning Tracy Walker, to step up in the box and hit somebody in the backfield. Stuff somebody for only a 2-yard gain instead of 5, 6, 7. That's what they were missing. And yeah, Okudah did it well at times, but that's not what I'm paying him to do. I need him on the outside playing man coverage. So, look, at the end of the day, today's player spotlight, I enjoyed it. I like the Jahmyr Gibbs one. You know me, I have a philosophy on running back, so I'm not going to veer from it. But Jordan Battle, 3rd round pick, not going to cost me much. Very sure depth player. I can have him, Tracy, and Kirby on the field if I so choose to.
Yep.
I have flexibility. It addresses a lot of things. I have a lot of confidence in what the Lions are going to do this upcoming draft. I have no doubts. Again, a player like Jordan Battle, physical, hard hitter, consistent, reliable, a sure tackler, a sure available player, doesn't miss many games, checks a lot of boxes.
That sounds like the typical player that Aaron Glenn would love. And again, Joey hit on it too. I love this. What he said 2 comments. Love them both. Joey says Battle seems like a Glenn guy, and he also followed up by saying if it were to Glenn, he'd play 5 down linemen and 6 safeties. Like, I feel like that's, as much as they utilize, because honestly, if Tracy played, you would have had Tracy, Kirby, Deshaun Elliott. Like, Jordan Battle, you pick him and he takes over for Deshaun Elliott. And I get all the value that Deshaun Elliott brings with his veteran leadership. Like, there was a stretch of games where Deshaun Elliott was out, and you kind of saw the impact he had. But it doesn't mean Jordan Battle can't get to that point. So
Matt Wright says Brian Branch over Jordan Battle. Well, yes, Matt, but the problem is he's going in the top 12, top 14.
Yeah, he'll probably be gone.
Branch is going to be a 1st-round pick.
Right.
I'm going to get a guy who maybe the gap between, in my opinion, could be wrong. As a safety, I would put Brian Branch and Jordan Battle maybe this much apart. I think Branch is more exceptional in pass coverage, and that is definitely an edge. It's a plus.
He could play corner. I mean, he's amazing.
He can be a Jalen Petrie.
Right.
But would I want to spend a 1st-round pick on a safety? Nah. I'll pass. Do I want to spend a 1st-round pick on a running back?
Yeah.
As much as Beydoun looks good? Nah. How about I go figure out that defensive line? I need a linebacker. I need 2 corners. Depth at safety would be cool.
Right.
Let me go get another linebacker, draft a running back later on in the draft. I'm telling you guys, this draft is going to make or break the Detroit Lions under Brad Holmes and Dan Campbell. Because if they get cute with a, quote, luxury pick, like a Beydoun in the first round, you are basically telling me you're ready to not only make the playoffs, win your division, but you think this guy is a top 3, top 4, top 5 running back in 2 years. And that's a big chance for me. I'm not going to take it.
And the only running back I'd probably say for sure would be Beydoun Robinson. If you want to take him in the first round.
Beydoun Robinson or Will Levis at 6, I would take Will Levis. Well, if you gave me the option.
Because you're looking at position, right?
Well, yeah, I'd rather take the chance on a quarterback than a goddamn running back.
Right. Yeah, because the salary, too. I mean, you're paying top 6 money to a running back, so it better work out. So I get that. I love both players we talked about, both Crimson Tide players, both guys that are going to be talked about more and more. Can I say something
about Devon Witherspoon? I don't think he'll ever show up on the player spotlight. I think it's obvious who he is, what he is. He's phenomenal. Right. Maybe we'll consider it, but he's probably going to show up on the mock drafts next week. I'll just give you guys a little spoiler alert. At 6, it's probably going to make sense if he's there, but Devon Witherspoon he's not sauce in terms of pure cover corner, but he is a physical, bigger version of Patrick Surtain, and I would love that. I would love a Patrick Surtain on this Detroit Lions football team.
But the difference, and I'm not saying this will be the end-all be-all, but you had Patrick Surtain playing in the SEC, Witherspoon playing in the Big Ten.
I know.
So the passing games they're facing are a little different, but
and
still.
He did struggle a little bit against Ohio State, but we'll see. We'll take a break. When we get back, James Wiseman makes his debut. Not bad. 24 minutes. He almost got more minutes than Jaden Ivey. I was actually really impressed by Dwane Casey there. We'll get to that coming up next. Will he fit? Will he stay? Will he go? All that and more. But before we do, I got to tell about my good friends over at Cousins Maine Lobster. Scan the QR code you see on your screen. What the hell are you waiting for? Treat yourself to a delicious lobster roll, a lobster taco, or my favorite, clam chowder soup. My goodness, it's to die for. It's so delicious. Always fresh, always clean. Check them out. CousinsMaineLobster.com.
Saturdays at 1 p.m. Make sure you're watching WoodwardSports.com for our new show, Chompin' Puck.
He shoots! He scores!
With 4-time Stanley Cup champion Darren McCarty and Michael Gentry, Chompin' Puck is taking the Detroit hockey community, giving them a voice. Pros to Joes. You'll get the best Detroit hockey coverage around. Chompin' Puck. Saturdays 1 p.m. on WoodwardSports.com.
As chilly weather approaches, Big Boy's got the perfect comfort meals for you. Try our hearty classic meatloaf or our creamy Cajun chicken Alfredo. These will be sure to leave you craving for more. How about breakfast? Our stuffed potato pancakes are back with our lumberjack, blockbuster, and Santa Fe Garden. These potato pancakes will definitely fill you up. Whether it's for breakfast, lunch, or dinner, come stock up on the perfect comfort meal today. We'll see you soon at Big Boy.
My name is Lee. I've lost 35 pounds on the Custom Health Center program. So the 3 biggest benefits that I've gotten from this program has been I'm not snoring anymore, I have a lot of energy, it's great, and oh, by the way, look at this. No, I'm just kidding. No, I'm just kidding.
Call us at 844-789-THIN or visit CustomHealthCenters.com for a free consultation and get started for as little as $5 a day.
The only sports network in Detroit that starts with a W. You know, because we win. Woodward Sports, Detroit's winning sports network.
Congratulations, Samuel Fisher, on your new job. What do you have to say about it?
Thank you, everybody. Very humbling.
Can you tell everybody what you're going to be doing? Yeah, I think there's a little bit of a misconception.
Yeah, break it down.
Tell people what you're passionate about, because you told me this day one when you started here. And I remember we had a conversation. I was like, hopefully one day we can. I just don't think we ever will. So Tell people a little bit about what you're passionate about and what you're going to be doing.
So I'll try to keep it short, hopefully.
No. Keep it long, baby. Keep it long like your dong. Come on.
Wow.
So I did this for my, the other high school in North Farmington. The high school I started at closed. So, but they had a TV program at the other high school. That's how I learned all the, productions. I did high school football games, basketball, musicals, concerts, you name it. I did that, and then I came here and it grew from there. Alex Westfall, lovely Alex Westfall, got me in with the prep stuff doing there, and then from there it just grew with Michigan Soccer Network. And yeah, live sports production's been fun. Camera, audio, technical director, graphics.
You've done it all.
Trying to do it all. I've done most of it. I've done technical director thanks to Alex Westfall. We won't say why, but thanks to him, I've done some technical directing. So yeah, it's been a fun time. And it's not with the Ohio State Buckeyes, although maybe one day it'll be with them. It's just Buckeye Broadband, I think it is. Or Buckeye.
I know what it is.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So yeah, I'll be doing down there. I'm meeting with them today, and then tomorrow's the first game in Findlay.
So
that'll
you'll
be
get
fun.
to say OHIO, but people will actually,
love it.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I love that.
I mean, I've been to Ohio when Ohio State
You got
plays.
family. You got family in Ohio,
Yeah.
don't you?
Yeah, I have a connection to Ohio.
Yeah.
So just so everybody knows,
But
because
down there I say all Michigan,
Fish doesn't
so.
always explain things the best.
What did I just do there?
He did a good job there, though.
He did, but he missed out one important thing.
Did I?
Fish loves to be behind the camera, like actually controlling it.
Yeah, he's great at it.
That's one of the.
I mean, I do enjoy. Yeah, I do enjoy.
I know you do
camera.
it with the prep right now, so that is the one thing we just don't do here, right? We have automated cameras. They're all controlled by that stupid device that Alex sits in with. So
I have worked with PTZs before, though. They're actually very nice cameras.
Yep.
They're expensive. They're not cheap.
Not at all.
How far will you be driving? Like if you're working, how far is
the drive for you now moving forward?
Anywhere from like an hour to an hour 30, depending
Oh,
on
you're gonna be
where they
loving
are.
life. You'll be listening to cricket on your fucking phone, driving, not giving a care in the world.
And this is not his last day. Fish, when is your last day?
March 3rd, Friday.
March 3rd, Friday is Fish's last day, so it'll be a special.
So I'm actually going.
It'll be a sad day, but it'll be special.
I'm actually going from Ohio to Cleveland. I'm going to the Michigan-Ohio State hockey game outdoors.
Look at you.
As a fan, not working, although maybe one day I can work it.
Look at you.
Yeah.
I love
Fish,
you, buddy.
I'm happy for you.
Apparently, if anyone's interested, I have no one to go with.
I'm
so
proud of you. I'll take you out on a date as long as you promise we can do something after.
Okay.
Oh,
right.
What? Take him out for dinner or lunch or dessert. I don't know. Well, why you got to take it there? What's wrong with you, you sick ass?
Is it us taking it there, or is it you?
No, I didn't say anything. I said I just want to take you out after.
Oh, okay. All right.
What are
you
we
cleared
doing?
it up. Oh, no, you cleared
Now
it.
after that, we can have a conversation.
All right. Pause.
Oh, God. All right. James Wiseman made his NBA Detroit Pistons debut. 24 minutes.
It's actually pretty good.
11 points, efficient, 5 rebounds. Jeff, it was a good debut.
Yeah.
I thought it was better than actually I expected. I didn't think he'd reach double-digit points. It was nice to see. Good kid, good shot, effective, efficient, can grab some boards, can play the stretch 4 if he wants to. It's all nice, but I'm not banking on this, so I think that's why I'm not giving it maybe as much attention as I should.
Right.
I don't know what to think of this kid.
And he still has plenty of games left, so I'm not going to sit here and overreact to one game. But you're right. I think we can all acknowledge at least how impressive he looked coming out his first game. And again, this is a guy that's been playing a lot. So you think about it from his perspective. He's played in the G League. He's played at times for the Warriors. But then you go to the Pistons, 24 minutes. Fun fact, that was the first time he played against the Boston Celtics in his career.
No way.
So think about it from his Jalen Duren's already played more minutes career-wise than James Wiseman, so still a very raw player. Just to get him out there, you're at the Garden in Boston. You get runway against really arguably the best team in the East. I enjoyed it. I think it was a good experience for him to come out and score 11 points and 5 rebounds. I know defensively, I mean, it's not even just him. There's a lot of things wrong with this team defensively, but I thought he showed some good things defensively. He had a couple slip-ups, but overall, I liked it. I just need more. I mean, we got to give him the rest of the season, obviously, but you saw the impact. Like, Duren goes down, early with that ankle injury, re-aggravates the ankle injury he suffered about a week ago. Boom, you get James Wiseman to come in. Before James Wiseman, you were screwed. You didn't really have much behind Duren. So at least you got a backup center that can come out, and he played pretty well. So
let me ask you this. There was a social media ladder/ranking for rookies in general. And if I were to think of the 5 best rookies, just off the top of my head, not in any order, obviously Duren, Ivey, Mathurin, Banchero.
Maybe Keegan Murray I'd throw in there too. Shooting 40 from 3.
Yeah, Murray's a good 5. A conversation for the 5th guy.
Jalen Williams.
But I would say for sure those 4.
Yeah.
And Alex, if you don't mind, throw it up on the screen. This ladder, this rookie ladder, has me very... How do I say this? I'm not trying to get overworked on a stupid rookie ladder, but this reminds me of last year with Cade Cunningham. For Jaden Ivey, who's averaging more points, more rebounds, more assists than most of those kids on that goddamn list, Walker Kessler is averaging 8 and 7 a night. Jalen Williams, a rookie out of OKC, he's like the 4th option, and he's averaging 12, 4, and 3. Jaden Ivey's averaging 15, 4, and 4. And he's not even on the list? And Duren is averaging, what, 9 and 9? What are we doing here? Who made this?
Yeah,
Who made this?
This list, to me, I don't understand it. I don't have a problem with every player.
I have a problem with Walker Kessler.
He's been solid defensively, but he's not better than Ivey. I mean, let's be honest here. If we're talking the more impressive, I think you can have a debate over Walker Kessler or Duren at 5, but the fact that they're both in there over Ivey makes absolutely no sense. And for Benedict Mathurin, this isn't to discount what he's done, because I think for the most part he's been impressive. We know kind of what he was before the draft. Scorer. He could score the basketball. But if you just take the last 10 games for both Mathurin and Ivey, this is what I don't really understand about this list, because if we're talking about momentum, right, this isn't how they started the season, totality of the season. Mathurin over the last 10 games, he's averaging 15 points, 4 rebounds, 1 assist, shooting 45% from the field, 28% from 3. But he's a shooter, right? So he's struggling from 3. Now we have Ivey.
Out of every rookie on that list, only Paolo Banchero has the workload that Jaden Ivey has and responsibility.
Yes.
Nobody else.
Jaden Ivey, I'll give you his last 10 games. 16, 5.5 assists, 3.2 rebounds. He's averaging more points, more rebounds. He's shooting better from the field. He's shooting better from 3. He's got about the same turnovers, and he has more steals and more blocks. That's what I don't understand, is Ivey pretty much leads him in most statistical categories, has more of a workload he has to do. Defenses are paying more attention to him, and he's punished for that. That's what and again, it sounds a lot like last year, like with Cade. But
Cade and who?
I don't make these lists.
Cade and who? Scotty Barnes, the same thing, was the 3rd option. Mathurin, 3rd option. Only Paolo Banchero has the workload that Jaden Ivey has.
Yeah.
And they're not 1, 2, and 3? You can put Mathurin ahead of Ivey. Go ahead, I don't mind.
But you better put Ivey 3rd.
Kessler and Jalen Williams over him? Yes, Kessler's a good role player. 8 and 7, averaging 1.7 blocks a game, I think, something like that. I don't know. Jalen Williams, 12 and 4?
Mm-hmm.
Wow. As the 4th option or 3rd option in OKC.
And this is the funny part. PD Mac, shout out to PD Mac, by the way. He says it's not about the wins, it's about the wins, not actual rookie stats. And
clearly,
I had a rant last year that I just absolutely went off on that Rookie of the Year race, and that was the big thing. It's like, is it MVP? Is it MVP? What are we discussing here? Is it wins or is it individual statistics? Because if we're going off individual performance, Ivey clears 3 of those rookies. So it's hard for me to understand their point of view making this list, but you might be right. It might just be strictly, you know what? Who has the best record? Let's just go off of that. Let's not look at the individual talent. Walker Kessler, Utah Jazz this year, not too bad. I mean, Will Hardy's doing a great job as a head coach, but still, to put him... The only conversation I'm willing to have is Walker Kessler or Jalen Duren. The fact that they're both there over Ivey makes no sense to me. It doesn't. And even Jalen Williams, good player, Ivy does more on the court. He affects the game in more ways than Jalen Williams does.
I never understand these lists. I never want to.
I don't get it.
You can't explain them to me. They don't make any sense to me. Again, Jalen Williams, nice player out of OKC. They did good. Good player.
Yeah.
He's not Jaden Ivey.
No, he's not.
Jaden Ivey has to show up every night, play against one of the league's best 2 guards and 1 guards every night. That's his matchup. And he's out there 15, 4, and 4 a night. And recently has been averaging more than 5, almost 6 assists a night. Over his last, 10, 15 games?
Mm-hmm.
Come on. Come on, guys. Stop with the lists. If it was Banchero, Mathurin, Williams, Ivy, Duren, I would at least acknowledge they're in there, for God's sake.
Right.
And we could talk about where on the list. But to not have the guy that is... disappointing.
Yeah, like I said, Walker Kessler, he's been a block machine. He's had multiple games with like 6 blocks, 7 blocks. And like Dad said in the chat too, YouTube chat thread said, he's averaging that in 20 minutes. Again, he's impressive, but the debate starts with Walker Kessler at 5. Like, not 4. And then Jalen Duren at 5. And no disrespect to Jalen Duren. We all know how good he's going to be. He's he's got a lot of potential. But even Jalen Duren over Ivy, I don't understand. Like, it, again, doesn't discredit what he's done, but
he's so inconsistent.
I don't
if we're
get
being
that.
honest about Duren, some nights it's 2 points, some nights it's 12, and then it's 30, and then it's 2, and then it's 0, and then it's 4, and then it's 7, and then it's 13, and then 18, and then it's back to 4.
Right.
It's a bad team, and if you want to punish the Pistons players for being on bad teams, that's fine. We'll move on.
That's how it works.
Something I am glad we get to talk about. It means a lot to me growing up in Hockey Town. Mm-hmm. I grew up, as did you, in Hockey Town. It wasn't Tiger Town. It wasn't. It was Piston Town at a moment, a 6-year stretch.
But they didn't call it
But
that.
it was always Hockey Town.
Absolutely.
Before the Pistons won their chip after the Bad Boys, before the Tigers got to a World Series in 2006, it was Hockey Town. It's always been. And they're on a run. And they got a lot of games left. And we could be talking about a team in the playoffs. I'm here for it. We'll talk about the Wings next, coming up. But before we do, Jeff, our good friends over at the Sports Marketing Agency.
Let me tell you about them. The Sports Marketing Agency helps spread awareness about mental health and substance abuse. Their new podcast, This is the S Word, helps fight the stigma about seeking help. If you or someone you know is struggling, head to thesportsma.com for more information.
The Sports Marketing Agency would not be who we are without great community partners like Higuera Health and Carol Zuniga.
It's an awesome opportunity to partner with your organization. Higuera Health is a comprehensive behavioral health organization. We serve children through older adults with mental health, substance use, and developmental disabilities across Western Wayne counties, and really excited to now be in downriver communities as well. Give us a call at 734-458-4601.
Love Woodward Sports? Love wearing clothes? Then you should be wearing Woodward Sports clothes. Check out our full line of merch at woodwardsports.com. Just click on Shop. We have all your favorite designs, like Dan Campbell kneecaps, Beverly Hills Golf, Woodward Golf, and of course, our own logoed out merchandise. Men, women, infants, kids all love Woodward Sports. Impress your friends. Impress your boss. Impress your dog. Buy Woodward Sports merch today.
Introducing the Planet Fitness Guide to getting that post-workout glow. Step 1. What's your why? More epic energy? Better sleep? Blow off steam? Step 2. Join Planet Fitness for just $10 a month and get moving in our clean and spacious clubs. Step 3. Bask in that post-workout glow. Join Planet Fitness today for just $10 a month.
Join today at any of the 50-plus Detroit area locations.
Make sure it's seen and heard. Corner, jumper, tweet us, hop on the YouTube chat, slide in the DMS at Woodward Sports on all social media.
Bowling Warehouse in Hamtramck is the home of the original football bowling game. 2 to play for $12, the unlimited open play, or you can pay $120 for a lane reservation for up to 10 people. $2 mystery beer machine, full bar. Check it all out, bowlingwarehouse.com.
All right, we are back here on the Morning Woodward Show, live, woodwardsports.com, as always. Dylan Larkin, the Detroit Red Wings, Derek Lalonde. My goodness.
Pay that man.
25, 20, and 8 is the record at the moment. A few points out of a wild card spot with multiple games in hand. Talk to me. Talk dirty to me, Detroit. I love it.
Mm-hmm.
And you know what? If they don't make the playoffs, so be it. But I get to talk about the Red Wings 53 games into the season.
Being in the race.
Being in the race. Being in the hunt. Playing meaningful games. Going to Edmond. Winning a shootout. Surviving to even get a point to go to overtime was big, let alone winning in the shootout. And then they survived OT. Red Wings have pieces that you can definitely project in the future. Raymond being on the injured reserve list, not ideal. His development is a concern. Goal scoring down this year. Points contributed down this year. Not ideal. But we'll get to that at a later time. But right now, Jeff, they're playing meaningful hockey games, and I'm here for it.
Where are you at right now with Dylan Larkin?
You pay him, you just don't overpay him.
Okay,
I'm not
so
moving off of it.
Yeah, we're in the same
$8.5 million, call it a day.
Yeah.
Just do the 8-year, $64 million deal.
If
and if you got to give him a year less and give him $500,000 more, do it.
I was going to say, if it's 8.5 and he wants 9, give him 9. Like, I don't think $500,000 will be the difference in letting Dylan Larkin walk. But you're absolutely right. They're on a 4-game winning streak. We've seen ebbs and flows this season for the Red Wings. Them struggle. But the last 4 games, I mean, obviously the Orioles game, you gave up 4 goals. But still, Husso, the last 4 games before the Oilers, got the Canucks twice. So it's a bad sample size. But still, 1 goal allowed against the Flames, 2 against the Canucks, 1 against the Canucks, and then you give up 4 last night. Goaltending has been better. I think overall, you could see this team at least heading in the right direction. This is all we asked for. Before the season, we talked about it. Contend for the playoffs, and they're doing that.
Dylan Larkin's getting a raise. If you boost him up to $9 million annually, you're going to be left with about $16.5 million in cap space. And that's not including Sundqvist, Suter, Bertuzzi probably going to leave.
Yeah.
You got a lot of free agents coming up this year. And you know what? Whether we want to admit it or not, you need to go out and sign some goddamn players. Team still needs help. Team still needs help. Who knows? Maybe when Verona comes back, they'll look a lot better. But they struggle offensively at their front 2 lines to have consistent production. And more than that, goal scorers. Right now it's Larkin.
Right.
It was early on, it was Perron. Raymond occasionally. But where's the 30-plus goal scorer? Where's the 35-plus goal scorer? I don't see him. And they need to address it, man. They need to address it. They need a guy that can just make something happen. Larkin's 26. Give him 8 years, $8 million, $8.5 million a year. I'll live with it, but what are you going to do?
Yeah, Larkin.
They need to go out. You look at the free agency class, man. They need so much work. They need so much work. They need goal scorers. They need guys that can move the puck. And let's be honest. Who are you going to sign this year, huh? Tarasenko was just traded to the Rangers. He's going to go for a premium. He's only 31 years old. He's still got a few years left, but you're not going to put $8, $9, $10 million into Tarasenko. He's not a 50-goal scorer like he was back in the day. That's not going to happen. So who's it going to be? Who's it going to be? Timo Meier? He's going to command some money. He's young. He's going to want to get paid. Jonathan Toews old. Patrick Kane old, and fuck them. They're from Chicago. I don't want them. Patrice Bergeron? He's not a goal scorer anymore. He's old.
Yeah.
Who are you getting this year? Joe Pavelski? Old. Nyquist? 34. Who are you getting? Jordan Staal, 34. I'm trying to find the goal scorers here. I really am.
And you think about it,
David Pastrnak, good luck. Boston's going to sign him. Timo Meier, your best hope. He's a 31-goal scorer this year. He's got 31 goals in, 54, 55 games, I think?
Yeah.
For San Jose. You need help. Michael Bunting is a rookie. He's going to be re-signed by Toronto. He's not going anywhere. He's not a rookie, but he's on his rookie deal, I mean. So, come on. Well, who are you going to bring in? It's Timo Meier, and that's it. That's the only hope you have. David Pastrnak is going to go for $10 million a year. And you can go out and try to get him. And that would be awesome. I would love to see it, but I'm pretty sure Boston's going to keep him. You guys tell me.
And that's been talk about Dylan Larkin too, about what you just said about goal scoring. It's funny, Dylan Larkin, 21 goals on the season. He's on track to have put up numbers this year. But on top of that too, behind him, you have Dylan Larkin leading your team with 52 points. The second, 36. So you got to get him help, and I agree with you. Goal scoring is the number one thing. It doesn't take away from what I want to do with Dylan Larkin. Still want to pay him. But yeah, you got to surround talent. I mean, this has been the story with Dylan Larkin his entire time, his tenure with the Red Wings. You got to find a way, and I don't think signing him to $9 million. If anything, you got to retain him. But you also need some of these young players to keep taking those next steps. Like Lucas Raymond, your second leading goal scorer, he's got 15 on the year. You need those guys to continue to take the steps. That's why I love watching Mo Sutter last night. So again, still like the talent they've been able to acquire, but just the fact that Larkin's so much far ahead, he's your by far best player, and you're in a playoff conversation, says a lot about Dylan Larkin as well.
For all of you asking whether or not Boston can re-sign Pastrnak at a huge figure, they can. They can let a guy like Nick Foligno and maybe a Craig Smith go, and that's about $6 million in annual salary. So they'll take Pastrnak from 6.7 to 10.2, 10.4. I don't know. They'll have the money. So he's not going anywhere.
Hoofhearted says in the YouTube chat thread, Yzerman is a patient dude. He's not going to overpay, sacrifice long term if he does spend a lot.
You say that, but if he's paying for a 26-year-old, he's going to do it. And the two of them at the top right now, leading the free agent class in goal scoring, Meier and Pastrnak. Can they get their hands on one of them? Yeah. I don't know, but don't tell me Bertuzzi. You see how many chances he missed last night?
Yeah.
Bertuzzi works hard. He's great. A lot of good qualities about him.
Yeah.
What does this team need? A Marian Hossa. You need a guy that can just score some fucking goals. Look at Leon Draisaitl last night. That one-timer he put in. Who puts that in on our team, huh? Who puts that in Detroit? I couldn't name him. I don't know if anybody could. You need goal scorers, man. You need goal scorers.
Yeah, it's tough. I mean, Tyler Bertuzzi, too, all the injuries he suffered, he's pretty much missed half the season already. But even in the 22 games he's played, 2 goals, 6 assists. Compared to last year, he had played 68 games, he had 30 goals, 32 assists. Like, there's been a significant drop-off, and a lot of that has to do with just being injured. You see the impact he has when he's there at times, but to your point, I think Bertuzzi's probably, his future's already...
It's in question. I don't know.
It's in question.
Again, you want players like Tyler Bertuzzi on your team. Come playoff time, guys getting in the way of pucks getting to the net, guys being physical, doing all the little things that matter. You want those guys.
And I think Tammy
this team needs some goal scoring.
And Tammy nailed it. Larkin's play has improved now that Bert is back. Bert is always hurt this year because he's using his body to stop a puck.
There you go.
Yeah, he broke his wrist.
Well, look, we got a fun segment coming up with Fish. Can't wait to have that conversation with him. Fish, you're up next. But before we go, I got to tell you about my good friends over at Lady Jane's Haircuts for Men. Open 10 to 8, 7 days a week. Walk in anytime. No appointment necessary. They're awesome stylists. Will take care of you like they take care of me. What are you waiting for? Get to a Lady Jane's near you. Open 10 to 8, 7 days a week. Lady Jane's. It's wicked awesome.
The sports marketing agency would not be who we are without great community partners like Higuera Health and Carol Zuniga.
It's an awesome opportunity to partner with your organization. Higuera Health is a comprehensive behavioral health organization. We serve children through older adults with mental health, substance use, and developmental disabilities across Western Wayne counties, and really excited to now be in downriver communities as well. Give us a call at 734-458-4601.
Woodward Sports content? Head over to woodwardsports.com right now for up-to-date sports articles and great entertainment news. We have the best writers, bloggers, and coverage all at your fingertips. Head to woodwardsports.com right now to experience all Woodward Sports has to offer.
All right, we're back here on the Morning Woodward Show live 45 minutes ago. I don't know how legit this is, but allegedly, the owners of the Wings, Tigers, and Pistons, Illich and Gores, are looking into contingency plans due to Bally Sports issues. Thought is they could build their own network and would like the Lions as well as U of M and Michigan State to join. It's from Joe Schapp. I'm not sure how legit that is.
Wow.
Yeah,
it's
Bally's is done it's.
Yeah, Bally Sports
quickly.
is done, but that is very interesting. Fish.
Yes.
You had a question for me. What is it?
So I don't know how I missed it. Twitter has been doing something. We can also bring that up if you'd like. But there was a question that I missed from yesterday's Ask Adham segment.
Okay.
And it was a very a good question, something that you would get angry at, which
Oh, God.
you like to get angry at everything. So
What? No.
here we go. This is from Anthony on the Twitters. F, marry, kill.
F, marry, and kill?
Yup.
Okay.
Baker Mayfield, Russell Westbrook, and Jim Caldwell.
Come on.
My sexual
And I think you
orientation
have to
prevents
choose
me from
one, no
asking this
duplicates.
or answering this question.
Your sexual
Oh, now it
orientation
stops you from answering the
stops you
question.
from answering.
This man,
Can I kill all three or no?
I mean,
No.
that's not really part of the game. No, you have to choose one.
So
and you
what is
can't
it again?
duplicate. F, marry, kill.
You got Baker,
By the
Russell
way,
I'm
Westbrook,
going to marry
and
Jim Caldwell because he'll probably die sooner than later.
No.
Wow,
Why
all
do you
right.
gotta go off that?
I'm going to kill
Jesus.
Russell Westbrook.
You want some of that Baker, don't you?
No, I'll kill Baker. I don't want either of them. That's the problem.
Dude.
Can I just kill them both?
No.
Well, I mean, that's not part of the game.
I'm glad you picked Mary Jim. Because
I'll marry Jim because he'll die sooner than later, so I don't have to deal with
That
that.
is not why you marry him.
But
Jesus.
I don't know. I guess Russell Westbrook has some feminine in him, no? The way he dresses. He's got some style. Maybe I'll love him and I'll kill Baker Mayfield.
I mean,
So that's
Baker Mayfield and his commercials are a nuisance to society. So
If you talk style, like you see Kyle Kuzma. I don't know what you consider
Kyle
style.
Kuzma pulled up in an
but he's
airbag
got-
to a game.
Well, I know
Did you see that?
I know that, but to some, that's called style.
That ain't style, Fish. That's an airbag.
I know what it is.
Oh, God. Oh, you know what? This was a fun one that was brought up to me yesterday with Booner and Lucas.
Oh.
Start, bench, cut. You ready? Saquon,
Classics.
Derrick Henry, Christian McCaffrey. Go for it. I said you'd start Saquon, bench CMC, cut Derrick Henry. And they freaked out. And they were ready to kill me.
Well, I'm gonna start Christian McCaffrey. Ooh. I hate that. I hate when you give me three good players. Then you have to cut a good player. I'll start C-Mac. I'll bench
That's the point.
Derrick Henry, and I'll cut Saquon.
Interesting.
Even though I hate doing that, but to me, Derrick at his high is much better than Saquon in what we've seen so far. So
I guess. What do I know?
and Christian McCaffrey, I mean, what he can do catching the football.
Fish, what do you got playing today? You watching any soccer, buddy?
I will. I mean, there's a bunch of great games on. Barcelona, Manchester United, like the big game of the day. Of course, the stupid idiots put that on at 12:45, which I don't know why, because last time I checked, Spain's only an hour ahead of England, so that makes no sense. But that's on.
What time is it in England right now? Aren't they 5 or 6 hours ahead?
England's 5, Spain 6. England's like the only country that's 5, which is kind of weird because you don't know maps, so I don't know why I'm giving you a map description. But if you look at England where they are,
Yeah.
Spain and Portugal, which is an hour ahead, they're like, actually Portugal's technically behind England, so that makes no sense. So how they drew the time
Well, they're
zones?
not technically.
What do you mean? Well, Portugal's kind of behind England, or I mean,
I think
they're
your
not.
geography's off, buddy.
Maybe he
Well,
does know
Spain,
maps.
I know
Fish.
Spain and England are basically directly below each other. Because then you got France to the side, you got Germany, Netherlands, which, by the way, Amsterdam, people love Amsterdam because they're the weed capital of the world. They're banning weed because of complaints from people. Yeah, I think it ends like in May.
So what would you say? They're banning weed because of complaints from people?
Something like that, yeah. I saw
You're
that the other day. I was
joking.
shocked.
That is
No,
the biggest oxymoron I've ever heard in my
That's a
life.
real thing.
Who are these people, and what is the complaint? Is my question.
Well, the people are whoever lives there, whoever lives in the red light district or
Are
whatever.
they just like, man?
Dude, you need to read up on what you're saying.
Okay, is it wrong? I mean, I
Well,
read it.
you have the article.
It said
Amsterdam will ban cannabis outdoors in its red light district, which is one of its most popular tourist districts in the country.
but
Not
that's
the whole
also
country is banning it.
So they don't want
I
people
said
smoking.
Amsterdam.
I
said Amsterdam.
Fish, they don't want people smoking gas in the middle of the tourist.
But the red light, isn't the red light district known red light district because people just blowing smoke? Isn't that the thing? No, seriously, isn't that the thing?
Yeah.
We need our expert coming in here for that because I think he's been down to Amsterdam. But
it sounds like Amsterdam needs some weed. You know, like I don't know, unless I guess I can see it from their perspective. Tourists, I guess people come and they're hotboxing that area. I don't know.
Fish, where would you rather live? Spain, England, or Portugal?
Would I rather live?
Yeah.
Probably England.
You fucking idiot.
Why am I idiot?
Say Spain. What's wrong with you? The weather,
well,
the women, the language, the food. What are you going to eat? Mussels and fucking tofu? In England?
You might like it.
They have fish and chips. That's like the big thing.
Oh, come on. It's Spain and it's not even close. Oh, my God. If I was single, I would move to Spain so quickly, Fish.
I mean, Spain's a nice country. I'd like to go visit Spain.
Oh, Fish. Yeah, what are you doing?
Visit Spain and Portugal.
What are you doing? I'm so disappointed in you right now. You would pick England?
Alex G.
I mean, I don't know. I mean, maybe.
Alex G in the chat. They got the teeth in England. Really. Yeah, you're right.
Yeah, they have those bum teeth.
Oh, they got teeth.
Oh, boy.
Then you got to deal with the whole England thing where they all stab each other. That's a thing. Same in France.
John Parker.
They banned guns, so everybody stabs each other.
But that's everywhere. That's not just England or Spain or France.
Fish, we have somebody who lived in England. John Parker says, I used to live in England. Trust me, you don't want to live there.
Oh, I know, John. I agree.
Have you been there?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, you know.
I watched soccer match in England. It was horrible.
That was, yeah. You told me
that was...
Yeah, that was Italy.
That was
Italy.
About.
Yeah.
Not that soccer match.
Where in England?
I'm ashamed of it.
Did I hear this?
Italy. London. I watched Chelsea, West Ham.
Why didn't you tell me this?
This was like 7 years ago, buddy.
So?
6 years ago.
It should have came up when you talked about... Was it at Chelsea or West Ham?
It was at Chelsea.
Ah, okay.
Stamford Bridge.
Yes.
Good old days.
Did you like it? Was it good?
It was fun. It was fun. I didn't make the mistake I made in Italy.
Yeah, were you in the away section again?
I was in the neutral section.
Okay.
In the middle of the field, like middle of the park, whatever they call it.
Yeah.
I didn't make the mistake I made in Italy, but my friend talked me into it. It's like, hey man, go sit in the away section. It'd be fun.
My goal is to sit in the away section.
Yeah,
they're much more rowdier.
Crazy.
Oh,
it's crazy.
They're much more rowdier.
You had a bunch of Italians.
Get into it.
Adam travels the world, but can't tell you a city in northern Michigan.
Yeah,
Jesse, what do you want me to tell you?
That's actually super true.
I've lived in Sweden, Dubai, Lebanon, Paris.
You lived in all of Europe.
I've traveled, let's see, been to Russia, been to England,
Where in Russia
been to Italy,
have you been to?
Moscow.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, capital. Okay. Am I missing something?
I don't know.
I don't think I'm missing anything else.
Have you been to Saudi Arabia?
Oh, I've been to Denmark and Poland.
Okay.
Been to Denmark and Poland, and yes, I don't know the state of Michigan, so fuck off. That's the point of it.
But you've lived in Michigan for what, 10 plus years?
No, I lived from when I was born till I was about 19, and then I moved out, went to California, and then went overseas. I came back when I was like 24. Ish.
So about
23.
So about 20-ish years.
Yeah.
You've lived here.
So I should know the state of Michigan by now. But here I am,
kind of
clueless
should.
as a dog.
Oh, that's interesting.
What are you gonna do?
How was Italy besides the
racist soccer
Food's
people?
Great.
Okay.
It's not overrated. Food's great. Buildings are beautiful.
Okay.
As advertised. People racist as fuck. Just the truth.
Yeah, I'm sorry about that.
Sorry, Jeff.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
Your people are fucked
I'm sorry.
up. Now I know why Mussolini. Yeah. Just saying.
Why am I drawing a blank?
It all makes sense.
What's the place in Italy where you can only go on canoe? I'm drawing a blank though.
Say it again.
There's a city in Italy where it's only like passable through a canoe, water.
Tripoli? No.
I don't think so.
What am I saying?
It's not. I was thinking of Vatican, but it's not Vatican.
No. I don't know. No.
There we go. Venice.
Is it Venice?
Ding, ding, ding. Yeah. Thank you, Alex Westball. Yeah, Venice.
Yeah, the hell if I know.
Yeah, that's my goldfish.
That's the one where you have to travel around water and you get to it's just a building and then the streets are just water.
19 years and you can't tell where CMU is located. I don't know where Central is.
Are you serious?
I swear to God.
Hold on. Do you know what?
I don't know where Central is. I don't know where Eastern is. Never been to either
Okay.
campus.
Do you know what city Central? We'll start Central Michigan. Do you know what city?
No.
Eastern?
No.
Do you know where Eastern Michigan is by?
Madonna?
Oh my God.
I don't know.
Okay, if I told you that Eastern Michigan and the University of Michigan are next to each other,
No way.
Is that,
I wouldn't believe you.
Eastern's like a half hour from here.
Yeah, I don't know.
But it's also
Never
like,
been to Eastern.
It's also what? Is it 5 miles away from Michigan, or maybe closer? It's very
Hell
close.
if I know. You're asking the wrong person, buddy.
Oh God. So you really don't? Have you heard of? I was hoping. So you don't Ypsilanti or Ypsilanti? Have you heard of Ypsilanti?
Yes.
Jeff, have you heard of
Yes,
Ypsilanti?
Ermanni Bates is from there.
So if I told you Eastern Michigan is in Ypsilanti, would that?
That would make sense, but I've never been there.
Hence why Ermanni Bates went to Eastern.
Yeah.
He's
Well,
back where
that's
he's
great.
from.
I didn't know.
Okay, so Central Michigan. Any guesses there?
No idea.
He's done.
I have no idea.
We got to go to break.
So if
All I know is
shot.
fire up chips because of Terry Foster.
Yes. So if I told you Mount Pleasant, did that
Mount
do any-
Pleasant, never been to Mount Pleasant.
So
That's
you
north, though.
It is north.
Okay, see,
So-
I got that at least.
So you're not a winter guy then. You never go skiing or anything up
I've
there.
never been skiing in Michigan.
Okay, because that's like a big skiing up there, Boyne Mountains
never
up
been.
there, Traverse City, Petoskey. Also good summer fun too.
No question. By the way, before we go to break, shout out to Detroit Germ joining the Woodward crew.
Hey,
Welcome.
shout out.
Welcome.
All right, off the mailbag. Jeff, tell us about our lovely folks. Why wait? Cintron.
Let me tell you about them, Fish. Cintron World is an aspirational lifestyle beverage brand with a line of sparkling flavored energy beverages and premium bottled water. Cintron is fashionable, functional, and fun. If you're looking for premium ingredients, long-lasting energy, balanced hydration, essential vitamins, and great taste, Cintron is your top choice. Buy online at drinkcintron.com. Cintron is also available at Amazon.
You don't have to go to the beach, man. You don't have to get your butt crack full of sand. You just need a little chili peppers, man, to get that glowing beach chili peppers tan. Woo!
With 26 locations in the Metro Detroit area and more coming, Chili Peppers Tanning is where you'll find the cleanest salons in the D. Join the Pepper Club for the best deals on unlimited tanning. Head to chilipepperstanning.com.
You just need a little chili peppers, man.
Get a shot up. This is for the win. All of Detroit's sports teams live on Woodward. All of Detroit's sports coverage lives on Woodward Sports. Driving the best in Detroit sports coverage.
Let me tell you about them, guys. At Alta, uptime matters. Alta Equipment has everything you need to get any job done. If you have a big project coming up, well, let Alta know because they have you covered. Call them today, 844-GO-TO-ALTA. That's 844-GO-TO-ALTA, and they'll get it done.
All right, we're back here on the Morning Woodward Show live, woodwardsports.com. Let's get to mailbag time, baby. Adam. Must-go places in Italy, Rome. Before anything. Rome. The infrastructure, the history there, it's well worth the price of admission.
Not Milan?
Is that where the Colosseum is?
No, overrated. Milan's overrated.
Oh.
It's like for the rich people that just want to go buy expensive shit.
Is that where the Colosseum is?
Yeah.
Man, I got
You got to go to Rome, and if you want to go to a low-key spot, very low-key, you go to Torino.
Have
you heard of Sora?
Pretty good football team down
Sora?
there.
Yeah.
No.
It's like a city, and that's where my
Probably a small
family
city, huh?
originated from, yeah. That's
North
where I
or
got
south?
I think it's north.
Where is it, Sora?
It's like farmland. There's like a pasta factory nearby. It was
Okay, I like that.
a whole lot of things over there.
All right, what else we got here? Mailbag. What states in the country besides California and Michigan have you been to? Let's see, Illinois.
Yeah, do you know more about California than about
I do.
Michigan?
Not really. No, I was in like Northern California. I was in Tiburon, San Francisco,
Okay.
Oakland-ish area. So,
Yeah.
no, I've been to Illinois, New York, Massachusetts, Florida.
Okay, when you say been there, you mean like
I
vacation
traveled,
there,
not
passed
lived.
through?
Not lived.
Okay.
I've only ever lived in Michigan and California.
Okay, so you passed through, or did you like vacation?
No,
there?
vacation,
Oh, nice.
family events.
What's in? What can
trips,
I ask? What's in Illinois?
Vegas. What's in Illinois?
Yeah.
I always go to Chicago. I have family there.
Oh, nice. So okay, we said Boston. What's in Boston? I want to know what's
Boston
in...
is me and my wife's favorite go-to destination vacation.
Oh.
Whenever we like want to go
Okay.
somewhere and just like get away for a weekend, Boston. Best food, fresh seafood.
Yes, seafood.
Great nightlife. It's actually a very underrated
Well, if you like
city.
all that, you should go to Maine.
It's
'Cause
too
that's-
it's too white for me. Maine is two away from
So
me.
I got some questions here.
Go for it.
Start with Jesse. Mailbag, would you rather have the Lions get Payne from Washington and draft a DB in the first round, or get a vet DB and move up from 6 to 3 and get Will Anderson? Got to pick one. So basically Payne and a rookie defensive back, or a veteran defensive back and a rookie
I'll
defensive
take the
lineman?
veteran corner.
Yeah, I would agree.
And move up for Will Anderson.
Depends. You have to tell me
or
who you're
Jalen
getting.
Carter,
But
preferably.
De'Aaron Payne, man, he's a freak. So both of them
All right.
sound good to me.
What else we got here?
Mailbag, start, bench, cut. Lamar, Kyler, Fields.
Start Lamar.
How it's lined up is how I would do it.
Bench Fields. Cut Kyler Murray. I need leaders on my team. Character matters.
I know.
Character matters.
I would do start Lamar, bench Kyler. But the contract, though, for talking contract, I'll just bench Kyler, cut Fields.
That's
as
fair.
of right now.
That's fine.
Hate saying that, by the way. But anyway, moving on.
All right, what else we got here? Best food I have had in the U.S. is in Charleston, South Carolina. The food there is so damn good. John Parker, I'll have to try one day. Hopefully one day. Who shows more facial expressions, Dwane Casey or Jim Caldwell? Second question. You guys see John U. Bacon try to connect Hunter ski mask to the shooting at Michigan, like WTF? Okay. I saw the Hunter Dickinson ski mask. Did you? Before the, what was it, Indiana or Nebraska? I don't know.
I saw him
He said
walking.
we're going to steal a win. Poor timing. I don't think it was intentional. Poor timing. I think we're making more of it than what it is. But Raising Cane's is overrated. Thoughts? I've never had it, and I want to so badly. But I've made the sauce at home delicious.
Ooh.
Yep.
Jackass Mailbag, will there be a punishment for the loser of the NCAA tourney at Woodward? Well, we haven't decided if
We haven't
we're going
decided
to do it.
Who's gonna. I don't know, guys. People don't live up to their losses.
Have you been? Have you
What's
been
up?
to In-N-Out Burger?
Oh, In-N-Out, not overrated. What
So
anybody
it's
tells
that
you,
good?
it's as advertised. It's
All right.
delicious. It's delicious. I don't care what anybody says. They can go fuck themselves.
Are there spots over in the California area that you wish were in Michigan?
No. California, I had a tough time adapting to.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I'm not much of a outgoing person where I like to ride my bike
That's
up
a
and
shocker.
fucking down the bridge and go out for a fucking martini at 3 o'clock in the afternoon. It's just not who I am. So
Our guy, friend of the show, John Macaroon, says, Mailbag,
I love
the
the guy,
doc. Mailbag, is there an NBA coach or assistant coach that could replace Dwane Casey?
Yeah, anybody.
Well, he wants names.
We're going to get into that, too, a lot more in the offseason, but there are current former head coaches that we're going to talk about and guys that are assistants. I think there's a lot of options, and you'll see more of that in the offseason. So don't have a straight answer for you, but there's some guys out there.
No, you guys have never. Okay, wait. So my In-N-Out Burger story. I've had it once. I was high when I had it, though. Maybe that's why I think more of it.
That makes sense.
I was really hungry.
Yeah.
And it was, I think, this first or second time I had smoked when I was a kid. Or
Okay.
younger, I should say. So, take that for what it's worth.
I love this is a interesting question.
Go for it.
Jesse asked, Jeff Adham, for $150K, would you carry around an anime body pillow that looks like a human that you'd have to introduce as your girlfriend wife?
No.
I would. I would.
For 100, you're so cheap.
Give me the 150,000. I'll make that thing look. I'll walk around. I'll go out to dinner with it.
No.
Jeff going on.
No.
Give me the
Like
150K.
that.
No, I'd rather be a prostitute.
I mean,
Well,
of
maybe
course,
maybe that's just something you'd like to pursue.
of course, Adam would go that route.
It's just the truth. 150K is not enough. I got standards.
Yeah, how long? Who farted makes a good point. How long are we talking?
Oh, for a day? Yeah. For a week? Yeah. For the rest of my life?
No,
Fuck
if
off.
we're talking
Even for a month, I wouldn't do it. 150K? No. Not doing it. Detroit pizza or New York pizza? I have not had New York pizza.
I had it. Oh, it's good.
It is? I'm gonna be the one to say it. Detroit pizza is overrated.
Yeah, you tried.
It's overrated.
You tried Detroit style.
Yeah, he did.
While we were on a show
Yeah.
together.
Yep.
Like it was your first time.
It was
Yeah.
good. It's good pizza.
Yeah.
Outside of God, who's the guy Fan of the network. We love him.
Freddy's Pizza, right?
Freddie makes legit pizza. Outside of him, honestly, I don't know many others.
He makes legit pizza, but
there's some good ones. Brooklyn
but
tomatoes.
I don't think it's Detroit style.
Yeah,
It's
New York pizza is there's levels to this. I mean, there's a lot
Chicago
of
pizza is not pizza. It's fucking lasagna. All right.
I mean, you're not wrong, but it's good.
It is good, but it's lasagna. It's not pizza.
I love Chicago.
A lot of Dagos out in New York, man. They know how to do it
Bagels
right.
or boggles.
Yeah.
They do it right out in New York. They do.
Oh God.
Hey, do you fold your pizza? You know that's like the
Fold it? No.
Yeah, that's like the New York style.
In half?
New York style, yeah.
Or like you fold the center of it.
No,
you fold it like side to side.
Yeah.
Get the fuck out
Like
of here.
you, yeah.
Well, wait, no, like that? Yeah. That's what he means. That's normal. I thought you meant like fold it like a bed.
It's a sandwich.
Yeah, that's the New York style.
Oh God.
Yep.
So it alternated.
All right, what other questions we got in here before we get out?
Okay,
Actually, we have to get out. It's 10 o'clock. It's 10 o'clock. We got to go. Thank you guys so much for hopping on with us again, as always, 8 to 10 every morning. Love you guys. Thanks so much. Shout out to everybody who's become a Woodward crew member. Detroit Germ, I see you. Thanks for signing up. Like the video, subscribe. Make sure you also subscribe to join our Woodward crew family. We'll see you guys tomorrow, 8 a.m. sharp. You don't want to miss it. We're going to have some fun tomorrow. I can't wait.
Yes, sir.
Till tomorrow,
Friday.
for Adam, for Jeff, for everybody in the room, we're out of here.
Go watch all the sports your heart desires. Cricket's on. Europa League, how do you not? Enjoy it. Happy Thursday.